Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am the Bardic Knock, the GM for this game of Shaman King Bear Ridge Beats. We are playing using the Animon story system, and yeah, that is that. I will allow my players to introduce themselves and say where you can find them on the internet and whatever they're up to, and then I'll give a brief recap of what happened last time. So, with that, JT, you are right below me. Would you like to say words that are to do with your name and your presence?
Words that are to do with my name and presence. Okay, fast. No, I'm kidding. Hello, I am JT, or Epic Impulse on Twitter. At Brandis Nerd on Twitter, Epic Impulse, Tumblr, and when I remember to open it, Hive. Sorry, Hive, you're probably a great app, but just take forever to load. It's nothing personal. Let's see. I don't really have anything that I am working on, so I'm just going to pass it on over and pretend I can see the. Oh, should I point left or right here?
Put hand up and point in a direction, and I'll tell you if it's the right one or not. The other way. There you go. That's passing on to Jamie.
Hello, I'm Jamie. Calling as a he, him. You can find me at jkelsey6892 on Twitter, where I talk a lot about the X-Men. I'm not gonna lie, that's like my primary thing that I talk about on Twitter. And sometimes magic stuff and comics. But that's about it. That's all I do.
Alright. And then we will throw the proverbial other way, Jamie.
Yeah.
We'll throw this proverbial ball over to the disembodied voice of Sahone. Sahone.
Hi, I'm Sahone. I'm a game designer and writer. You can find me on Twitter at Sahone_stuff. That's SAHONI_stuff, where I not only do kind of occasional games and the general things that you'd expect from a personal Tumblr or a personal Twitter, but I also do game design. You can find my shop at bramblewolfgames.itch.io. That's BRAMBLE wolfgames.itch.io, where I make RPGs and stuff. My current bestseller is Exceptionals, which is a game inspired by X-Men about the spaces marginalized folk make for ourselves. You can explore what the mutant metaphor means to you and punch back in this narrative tag-driven game that makes room for both complicated and real joy and stuff. And people like it. It turns out. You should check it out.
Very good. I highly recommend.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
Was there anything else, Sahone?
No, I mean, you're gonna hear me talk about my other games and stuff. I've been working on making a new game called Protect the Sacred, which is a working title, but it is largely a pulp adventure game in the style of like Indiana Jones or Hellboy, where people with supernatural folklore-based powers work to reclaim, protect, and preserve magic, mystical artifacts, and monsters as living culture on behalf of the peoples that they belong to. And exploring like weird other space dungeons while they do. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just kind of in the process where I'm in the part of game design where I don't have much to show about it outside of, hey, I'm currently in the process of making 28 different playbooks. So
there's a lot of ideas, and if we get into a 3-hour-long conversation, I'll tell you these ideas. I can't show you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a space where I'm kind of in a quiet zone of game development where I'm not really showing anything about it, but I will soon. I will soon.
Well, thank you for that. And then we go on to our final and very treasured team member, Nada, who are you?
Wow, that's a big philosophical question I hadn't actually prepared for. But if I were to give the pitch, I'm on Twitter, pretty much only on Twitter, on trans_father, transgender, not a father, and I just like TTRPGs. I just like performing and also writing, but no one knows about stuff that I've yet to publish. So I won't keep it up like locked tight. Besides my current shrinking into the mind palace of somebody system agnostic adventure that I am working on, and then one other show on Mondays, which is a Blade Runner system cop detective show on Mondays evening, like 5 p.m. PST, essentially, because that's all I really have going on professionally. That's who I am professionally, and I can throw it back to you pretty much.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. So that is everyone's names. We'll characters and everything will be reintroduced if forgotten or relearn, because that's fine. As a brief recap on last time, we were playing in the world of Shaman King, which is based on the manga Shaman King. It's ghosts are real, they're a thing, and some people can see them and hang out with them and make friends with them. That's the gist of it, and you can usually do magic powers if you know how to do that. We have been introduced and explored small aspects of the small Colorado city Bear Ridge, in which our 4 wonderful young hero protagonists. We don't know if they're heroes yet. They could turn out to be like massive assholes. We don't know. Probably not. But yeah, so our 4 young protagonists, we saw them exploring their normal standard day until a rather antagonistic presence known as Frederick Johnston's son. I had to go re-watch clips of the last session to remember what we named him. But yes, until he started being a little more antagonistic than usual, finding out he was possessed by the spirit of a miner. Anime shenanigans ensued. There was a fight. We won. We sent Rickety Joe, I think I named him. That's a miner's spirit, I'm fairly certain. Where are you? Where are my notes? Rickety Joe, yes. We reunited him with they called him Buddy Bob or something, his best friend. And they passed on to the other side. Very nice, it was very pleasant. Everyone came away happy because we got to beat up, an absolute douche nozzle. As we were leaving the abandoned mine shaft, a rather ominous figure has just stepped out from beyond the tree line, applauding, not in a slow, sarcastic clap way, just in a like, I'm one person clapping, so it's never going to sound particularly like uproarious or celebratory. So I'm good job, guys.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing someone in the mirror being like, "All right, I gotta practice my single person clap."
Look, I don't want to be sarcastic. I want to be genuine.
No, that one too rhythmic, too festive. I gotta slow it down. Nope, too sarcastic. Yeah.
No, too quiet. That sounds like a golf clap.
Yeah.
Do like the king clapping, which is like,
Yeah.
oh, that things I should not be doing it to my spine at 30.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to turning 30 this year.
Don't. It is exactly like what Gen Z TikTokers say, where you just become a fossil and die.
That's true. You could
Uh,
break.
That's fine. I'm already broken on the inside, so it'll all match. On
The
that,
thing is, it's still the inside part that break.
I mean, to be fair, I already destroyed so much of my body when I used to be a dancer. Like, so you know how like some people like, oh yeah, occasionally like a body part will make a weird noise or something. Like, that's all of my body parts. You know, so fingers, wrist, neck, they all make noises. You know, if I rotate my left shoulder, it cracks and pops every single time. Same with my wrist. Like, bodies aren't meant to do that, are they? This is fine.
Dancer crack.
Like, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's literally every time. It's like, yeah, I don't think my shoulder's in place. Hasn't been for years. This is fine. Well, we just got very distracted, but
Very quickly.
so we will pick up directly where we left off with ominous figure stepping out from a tree line. I can't remember exactly how I phrased it because I didn't watch the entire of the last session because that was like 3 hours long, and I didn't dedicate 3 hours of my time to do it. So pretend this is exactly what this character said last time. It was like, wow, impressive, good job. But not sounding sarcastic or dry. Like, it's genuinely enthusiastic with a menacing undertone because you can't see them. So they're inherently quite mysterious and strange. Does anyone have an initial reaction to that?
Greg will just kind of stop at the mouth of the cave and I guess look around and almost like kind of like puts an arm, like one arm over the other one, like like a hand on his opposite arm, kind of like looking kind of nervous about it.
I think that Thomas in particular, I'm kind of debating kind of how he would react here. Because like on the one hand, I think it would be it would be equally in character for him to be just curious about this person who is saying these things and apparently witness what happened after meeting 3 other people in this town that apparently can do ghost stuff too. But on the other hand, I have taken the kid type loner who has the to kind of give you an idea of what sort of character he is. He has the type feature like I care. So I think it would be more in character for him to go and just like shove his hands in his pocket and kind of like look away as if he's waiting for a chance to walk off and disappear. Try not to sound like he's too interested in hearing. I think that's the resolution, the midpoint between these two extremes.
Yeah, that is a perfectly valid and reasonable reaction to have. Kunal, Sable, do either of you have an immediate reaction to strange voice of strange person?
Yeah, Kunal is just immediately putting up his dukes and going like, "Who the hell are you?"
Okay. And Sable, do you have a reaction? You're just like, I'm good. I'm cool. Chill.
She's looking very confused. Mary, like, after the final hit, like, retreats very quickly back into the original stuffed horse form, and she's sort of like clutching her and looking at this guy like her face is like, my mom told me not to talk to strangers, but what the hell are you doing here? So...
Do you vocalize that, or is that like just the look and the feeling?
Yeah, she probably just mutters to the three that are in rage, like hoping that this guy doesn't hear. It's like, Mama said not to talk to strangers. What is he doing here?
I think at that, despite his coldness, I think Thomas wants to stand between the little girl and the stranger, just in case.
Yeah, look at you. Too cool, but
Yeah.
whatever. Don't hurt a little kid.
Yeah.
Not that I care.
It's not like I care or whatever, but it's not cool.
Not like I care, Baka.
Yeah, no, that is the entire playbook. So
with that, the shadowy figure, they take a step out. You can see a little bit more of them. They're not like hugely tall, average-ish height for an adult. Oh, has something gone awry?
Yeah, I think you froze for a bit. You're fine now, I think.
I think he caught everything that you said in the end.
Yeah. So
Even describing their build.
Yeah, so average height for an adult, so like 5'9", 5'10", taller than children, but not like huge. Not particularly broad-shouldered. Like, if anything, looks quite skinny, like quite scrawny. One would probably use to describe them, just from the initial look of their silhouette. You see this person reach into their pocket, and they get out a phone. They like try to turn on like a flashlight or a torch on it, and they accidentally shine it in their eyes, and we go, ah! And drop their phone on the floor. In the brief glimpse of the light in this person's face, you will have seen quite gaunt features, like so defined cheekbones, sharpish chin, wearing glasses, not particularly fashionable glasses, but not like giant bottle glass, like just kind of there. You can now make out this person appears to be wearing an informal suit, so the kind of thing that someone would wear to their office job, or perhaps a teacher of sorts. So a basic button-up shirt, no tie. They do not have a blazer or a jacket on. And upon reaching and fiddling, they get their light back up and kind of don't shine it directly in their own face. You would possibly recognize this person. It depends on how particularly astute and if you would recognize every single teacher from your school at a glance. I don't know if anyone wants to roll a challenge on that, or just take it as a given you know who this character is.
I'll take it as a given. If nothing else, if I don't know them, I probably know their face.
Yeah. I mean, once again, my point of reference isn't fantastic on this. I went to tiny schools. So, I think there was 300 people in the first school I went to, and that was aged from 4 to 16. And the second school I went to had maybe 500, aged from 13 to 18. So, tiny, minuscule schools. So, you kind of knew everyone who went there. So I'm not sure on larger scale if people know every teacher.
But you'd probably at least recognize that they're a teacher.
Yeah,
like
so,
you've seen before.
So with that, you would know this is the teacher, and if you would recognize them, this is the social studies teacher, Mr. Nurks. I couldn't think of a name, and that was just the sound that was in my head. Like, Nurk. That's his name. Upon looking at him, you can see there's bags under his eyes. Hair is not particularly well groomed. It's, at least attempting to fall under a level of professional. But, clearly this person doesn't put tons of time and effort into making it look, nice or clean or in line. if you were to hazard a guess, this person you would probably assume to be like maybe mid 30s to early 40s. If you were to just take a random stab, because you know they look tired, they look worn out, they look exhausted. There's a general aura of I am. The world is hard, and it has been hard to me, but I'm still here. And so Mr. Nurks addressing us, sorry, I didn't mean to, come off as a creepy guy in the woods following kids. Not that. Definitely not that. Hi. I don't think I've had any of you in my classes before, so I am Mr. Nurks, social studies teacher, and Shaman. Hi. Yeah. So good job on taking care of that. Kunal, you had your phone out, correct?
Yes.
Can you delete everything off of it, please, in regards to what was just going on with young Mr. Johnstonson? Because
Are you kidding me? This is going to be the sickest TikTok ever.
Look, I'm sure.
Probably be pretty cool. I've
Look.
always kind of wanted to be in one of your videos, not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be, yeah, like, we could go extremely viral with this.
Look, I know all you kids love to do it for the Vine and all of that, but it's not so much a request, it's me as a representative of the ISC saying delete it, or it will be forcibly taken from you. Me.
For what it's worth, I'd rather not go viral.
Okay, I could block your face and voice then when I edit it, but like, the rest of us could get Fortnite skins off of this.
It's pretty cool. It's the only game I can afford to play.
I know you kids are all into your Fortnite thing, and you attempt to do one of the Fortnite dances, but like, really awkwardly, like all of that. This is someone who
Totally lame, Mr. Nerd.
Nurks, Mr. Nurks. Thank you, Knut. But yeah, so sorry. I know that you all want to go viral or blow up or smash the but like whatever it is specifically, like that's great that you've got ambitions and you want to channel creativity. However, just a little teensy tiny little issue. You would be revealing an entire secret aspect of the world as we know it to people who can't understand it, which would then draw a lot of attention onto many unexplained things. And the people behind the people in the shadows, and they don't want that to happen. And so they would have to do a lot of work keeping it all hushed. Or there's a high likelihood that, you, as the young people that you are, would be easily targeted by aspects of covert government operations and taken and have experiments performed upon you, for understanding what it is. And quite frankly, the government can technically do that. So you probably don't want that to happen. Because, well, it's not my job to explain it to your parents, but it's someone's job to explain to your parents why you and them and many other people that you know are now having to live in tiny little, I'm going to call them, prisons, to undergo extenuous testing and treated as your enemies of the state, which I don't want for you. I'm sure you don't want for you. It looks really bad on my reports, and it ruins people's lives. So maybe
not to sound like a shitty Fox News pundit, but that's definitely censorship, isn't it?
Yes. This is
Yeah, that's the bad news site, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Very
it
bad.
is a terrible one. It is the worst. It's probably worse, but a general
You're like the
conception goes,
BBC.
yes, the BBC is god awful in so many ways. But at the very least, there are laws in place where the BBC has to at least pretend to not be terrible. Anyhow, this is going into all kinds of different situations. Basically, no, you're a young, enterprising fellow. I'm sure you have many other skills and talents you could do to get that virus you want.
But this is humongous, and you're telling me this is like the video. I could make it into like the YouTube highlight reel with this.
It's true.
You could.
My grandma did say we're not really supposed to like tell people too much about ghosts and stuff.
Your grandmother sounds like a very intelligent, respectful person. You should tell her that, and you should listen to everything she has to say.
I would.
Oh, dear.
Normally do.
But
It's okay.
Nope. Should have thought about that before I said it. That's on me. Look, okay, come on. How about this? Is this how you want to accrue your potential fame and fortune through events that weren't even done by you? It's just something you happen to be present for. It doesn't reflect your personal skill set.
I mean, I totally owned that prospector. So like,
He very much was part of it.
Look, I'm trying so very hard to just because when I was young, see when they got involved, no one was trying to be kind. No one wanted to communicate with the kids on their level. We very much got told what to do and how to do it, and I don't want to do that. However, and this is not a threat. This is just a fact. They will take you and your stuff and destroy it.
I don't want to be a part of this. I think like this is kind of the moment where Thomas is like trying to make a show about going off.
Thomas, Mr. Reed, no, could you not? Because
Okay, he's yeah, I think he's gonna stop and like shove his hands in his pocket and just like look over his shoulder, just give him a glare, but he's gonna stop.
Thank you for that. I know you all have very important things you all want to go and do. You know, it's after school. I don't know. You probably want to go and get milkshakes, or I don't know what kids do. Things changed in like 10 years since I was in high school. All right.
Have you ever talked to a kid before?
You're only like 20?
don't you talk to kids for a career?
Yes, but I'm
28,
not
Jesus.
good at it.
I get it.
Look, it has been do you know what student loans are?
No.
Ugh. It is a thing. It is very stressful. Oh, I'm trying to keep myself calm here. So, no, I'm gonna ask you one more time, pretty please. If you could just delete that, that's great. And by the way, you are all now all registered. You have been noted. My report has been filed. So now after school every day, but it shouldn't be too long. At least tomorrow and maybe another week or 4 years, depending on how. quickly you get through the syllabus, you have mandatory shaman informational classes to undergo.
Hey, what the?
Hey,
Well,
I didn't agree to any of this.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
not really that good at school, but I'm pretty sure in history class we were told forcibly registering people was not cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are correct. It's not cool. However, it's not me, but this isn't me. This isn't my personal private little interest. The ISC, the International Shaman can learn that long. It's going to get brought up a lot. Since
They register kids.
the ones who live here, yes. Not the world over. That's a lot. Literally the ones in this town, because they're in this town, so they kind of like to know who else is here. I don't know if your families, or if anyone else you know has these gifts. But if they do, and if they are here, they are probably at least acknowledged or noted. Purely because the ISC doesn't want to get caught with their pants down and get attacked by someone. Really, it's just
Don't get it.
it's knowing who's around and knowing what's what. Because if anyone infiltrated or did damage to the ISC, it could lead to just small things like nuclear holocaust. Well,
You're throwing around a lot of big threats, but I still don't understand the importance behind it. Why does this matter at all?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm skipping out lots and lots of things. And you are right. I am throwing out some very large things. That is to terrify you, first and foremost. Just to let you know that this is very serious stuff. Very, very serious.
You think I don't know?
Cool, wonderful, great. I'm glad you know that. So it's just because historically there's usually normally it's taken care of. Normally it's not a big deal. Normally, someone sees a ghost or mysterious cattle mutilations or something. We can very quickly hide it and blame it on aliens or all sorts.
Aren't
of things.
aliens real?
I don't really have an
I'm
answer
concerned
for that.
about your paws. Wait, should I be worried about the horses on my ranch? Are they gonna get mutilated? None of the ghosts or spirits around the ranch have ever attacked one of the horses.
No. You're fine. Don't worry about it. These are just examples
They're
of
normally very
things.
friendly.
I don't know what we're supposed to be scared about.
Oh,
Are we in danger?
well, what we're supposed to be scared about, is these gifts that we all have. Wonderful, amazing gifts. They're very, very powerful. They're very interesting. They're very useful, and they will help you throughout your entire lives. What we're scared about is people knowing that we have these gifts and us, being recognized as a minority, and not just a minority which is already it's very hard. Government bigotry and all kinds of reasons, but specifically a minority with superpowers, essentially. But we've all read comic books, right? The Marvel Universe cinema stuff. That's a thing, correct? We know. What the X-Men? There's a whole bunch of allegories there about how people get treated very badly because they're different, and we're not just different. We're different, and sometimes can murder people with our thoughts and minds that no one can see what we're doing. So if people saw that we could do things like that, they might think maybe we're a tad dangerous, and then we'd all get put in places we don't want to be in.
What?
So I guess the TLDR is if I keep this. What if am I allowed to keep the video and never post it until I'm like dying?
Well, not really. No. I can't legally. I can't physically walk up and delete that footage off your phone, because I'm not allowed to do that. However, keeping it on your phone is a security risk, because what if your phone was stolen? What if your phone was hacked? What if you inadvertently meant to send a meme to someone, but you accidentally sent that? It's just a security risk more than anything.
But I want to
scary,
keep it.
Kano.
But I want to keep it.
And I understand that. But you can't.
But if I ask nicely.
Well, you know what? How about this? You can keep it for tonight, because I can't make you delete it. I can't walk over and forcibly do that. However, I will bring in some paperwork, and you can fill out an application to, get some things passed by the ISC. How does that sound? When you come by my classroom tomorrow after school, which you all have to do because you have to. If not, I will have to come and forcibly bring you in, which I really don't want to do.
So
It'll be nice. It'll be fun. We're going to learn about shaman stuff.
I could talk to, like,
basically, we kind of have to do what you say, or else face people who will make us do what they say and be much worse about it.
In a roundabout way, yes. I know kids don't want to. It's not hip or cool or with it, but this is very much for your own safety first and foremost. Once you're an adult, then I can't do anything to stop you, really. These are extra safety precautions. I have got an entire filing cabinet about all the things I'm supposed to have to keep on top of whilst dealing with, child shamans, basically. And so there's a lot of things in there that's for your own good.
Actually, during all this conversation, though, could I have Kunal try to, like, sneakily fidget with his phone, but he's actually putting it on, like, Google Drive or something?
Google Drive, I love it.
I mean, if you would like to roll a challenge, yeah. So you can try and do that sneakily.
That would yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm guessing that would be, like, reflex.
What would you like to justify? Let me just double check what the actual snap for you and all.
I think it would be like him keeping his phone behind his back and acting like he's keeping distance, but he's like trying to reflexively remember where, like, because he deals with, like, uploading videos a lot. He's probably backed up footage before.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
So trying to figure out if it's like muscle/phone memory to, like, poke buttons and upload it to, like, a Dropbox or something.
Yeah, if you want to roll for that, I will make this an opposed, because you're trying to do it without this person noticing you.
All right. So this is going to be. I think reflex probably makes the most sense here.
Yeah.
So,
I'm okay with that.
this is a D6 game, right?
Yes. So it's a pool of d6s based on whatever your reflex score is.
Well, that's one success.
I see one success and two successes over here, to which Mr. Noakes will go, Kunal, can you not, please?
Can I not what?
Fiddle with your phone whilst we're having this very serious conversation, which is about your well-being, your family's well-being, and an entire multiple cultures of people's well-being.
You're making me very nervous, and I'm trying to fidget here.
Are there, like, two back groups?
I'm not fidgeting.
What do you mean? Of course I'm fidgeting.
There's not really a bad group. There's many bad groups if you think about governments and
Right. Yeah. But, like,
groups
okay.
and all those sorts of things.
Okay.
So, like,
okay,
we got like, if we do it, if Kunal posts the video and makes us all famous and stuff, one group is gonna, like, forcibly do stuff. Like, the government's gonna take us. If we don't do it, this the ISC is gonna come and like confiscate his phone and maybe like do bad stuff.
I wouldn't technically, as an employee of the IAC, I can't say that what we're going to do is bad because that I wouldn't keep my job very long. But it wouldn't be what many people would consider to be good.
That sounds like it'd be bad.
That's not comforting.
I didn't use those words, but I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm very confused.
I
Are you
hate
being
adults.
confusing on purpose?
Not on purpose. It just so happens to be it's a very it's a nuanced conversation in which there's lots of need for intricacies of language, which allow us to differentiate levels of goodness and badness, and recognizing that whilst things may not look or feel good, or they may look and feel bad, there is a matter of the common interest to be taken into perspective.
Sir, I have no idea what you said.
Honestly, I don't either.
You're not making a compelling argument here, buddy.
It's ends justify the means sort of thing.
Yes, sadly, it's not great. But trust me, believe me.
Why don't you detail out what exactly it is you want us to do before we agree to something?
Well, what I want you to do is I would like Canal to delete that footage. Just gone, deleted, erased.
I want the memoir.
Write it in a diary.
But video evidence. Can't I do the appeal?
You can,
Do
But-
you have a hard drive? No.
but for safety, I would probably have to take your phone off of you so that nothing gets done whilst you are appealing ownership of it.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm fighting you.
Well, what kind of fight, Canal? Legally, metaphorically, or are we going to start throwing fisticuffs?
The fisticuffs, because if you hit me, that's assault on a minor.
Correct. However,
I'll hit you if you don't delete it.
Well,
Wait, why?
Wait,
Why are you taking his side?
I've just had enough problems, okay?
But this could literally like launch my whole career.
And it could go terribly wrong real fast. Just
guys, okay,
trust me on that, okay?
let's calm down. Instead of like staying in the middle of them. Like,
Yeah.
okay. So Thomas has a point that, like he's not consenting to his video or his face or whatever.
Oh, I can edit Thomas.
Right. Well, okay. And Mr. Nurks has said some like scary stuff, and also I'll probably get in trouble if I'm famous for the wrong reasons, because my dad will get mad, and I still have chores to do. Regardless, I mean, maybe you could do like a video documentary of this after school stuff, and maybe that's cool.
you know what? I could definitely pass that on, and potentially. I mean, it won't go viral. It won't be on general access to the people through the computers and whatnot. But your footage could be used in future ISC training videos.
Where do you get paid for it?
There would be financial compensation, yes.
So we would be like famous among shamans.
Not a bad compromise, but I'm still kind of wary about it.
The gears are now turning in Kunal's head, and no one can figure out
I mean, I like money.
Money
Would that be
is surprisingly good.
I think Thomas is just crossing his arms and grumbling.
I mean, money covers paint
It
costs.
most certainly does.
And you make it sound like G Fuel isn't gonna sponsor us after. Well, G Fuel won't be able to sponsor me in prison.
No, no. The G Fuels, the no, no, no. Most of this is hypothetical. We have a few examples to base things off of, but shamans who have publicly outed themselves in recent history, they have tended to disappear. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm not saying this is a threat. I'm not saying I'll make you disappear. I'm saying they have. And as the only young shamans in this entire school district, because I've been working at school for the past 4 or 5 years, and haven't come across any. So you would just be gone, most likely, probably. Which I wouldn't want. That looks bad on me. The ISC then make out like I've done a bad job, and then I get paid off, and then the student loan people ask for my TP again.
They want your toilet paper.
What's TP?
TV, television.
Oh,
Oh.
TV.
Wait, they can come. The government can come out of your TV.
No, I'm saying if my pay gets docked, I can't afford my student loan, and then they take the. This is a me problem. This is a me issue, and it's probably a little bit too personal to be sharing it with my students. So
I turned to Thomas now with I'm looking a little scared. What do you think we should do? Because I see that he was about to leave, but he was already standing in the way of him and Mr. Dirksheim. So she's like, oh, this sounds scary.
I think it is, but they have more information than us right now. I don't think any rash action would be the right action.
Okay, because I also don't want you to fight, and she gestures to Kanal.
Fine. And he shows himself deleting it.
thank you very much for that, man. I know that it's not fun for you. But you know what will be fun? Junior Shaman training.
I could talk to my parents about that. I mean, I got chores to do after school.
You should probably discuss with your parents. I don't know if your parents are shamans. Sometimes it's generational. Sometimes people of a person.
Just my grandma was.
Do your parents know?
I'm aware, yeah. I mean,
Oh, okay, wonderful.
we got stories from Ireland and stuff.
Oh, great, wonderful. So you can just let them know, but that's it. If anyone's parents are not aware, then we do have a cover for that. It's an after-school club. I think we're registered as the school newspaper or something.
I'm sure if my mom won't be mad if I'm tell her I'm tutoring.
Tutoring also works. There's many lies you can tell your parents. I shouldn't be telling you how to lie to your parents.
No, that sounds bad.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yes.
I don't know if my parents know, because they just threw around the word shaman whenever I get really into things. So I just assumed it was a joke. But
Well, that's something for you to scope out. I obviously can't do it for you. If anyone is particularly concerned, I can call your parents up during school hours tomorrow and converse with them for you if you prefer.
I could use that.
I can most certainly take care of that. Well, with that, as I said, you can all, go and do whatever you young people like to go do. What is there for young people to go around here? Do people go to the malt shops? I don't know.
What's a malt?
I don't know. It's a thing they had on Happy Days.
Aren't,
Happy days.
I don't.
Isn't that on like the TLC channel or something? Like,
Oh, I'm not allowed to watch that channel.
no, you shouldn't. It's weird.
Okay.
You know what? You know what? Her parents are responsible. Good on them.
Right?
You know what? I have so much respect for Sable's parents.
Right?
She knows that Fox News is a bad channel. She's not allowed to watch TLC.
I know, right? Sable's gonna come out the most mentally stable out of all of us.
Yeah.
But well, I lost where I was in my train of thought. Sorry. Yeah. So Mr. Nurks, well, he's clearly a little headspacey. He's not particularly great at his job per se. He's trying, and like he doesn't want to just terrify the kids, but there is a genuine sincerity in his face where he doesn't want to scare you, he doesn't want to upset you. He is really, really wanting you all to be safe. But yeah, he follows up by saying, well, you all go and do whatever it is kids go and do, go home, talk to parents, do any homework you have to do, and I will take care of Mr. Johnston's son. You don't need to worry about that. This will all be taken care of. He'll wake up with a mild headache, and it's fine. You don't need to worry about explaining why there's an unconscious teenager in an abandoned mineshaft.
Oh yeah, what should we do about the unconscious teenager in an abandoned mine shaft?
I'll take care
Yeah,
of
also, where's this shirt? Okay.
it. It's fine. I'm on it.
Not for nothing, Mr. Dirks, but what's gonna happen to them? Well, to him, like he's an asshole, but
No, he's
he
fine.
doesn't deserve to be a lab rat or something.
Oh, no. Nothing that's going to happen. I'm aware that Mr. Johnston is kind of a tool. I'm allowed to say it. He's not my kid. But no harm will come to him. He'll be taken care of, and he will have no recollection of any of these events. We'll make a little cover story. Depending on what the cover story is, he might get in some trouble with parents, but nothing school-wise, nothing legally, nothing. It's fine.
Wait, Thomas, you said you want nothing to do with this, right? Or with
More
the
or less.
story? Okay. Can the cover story be that I beat him up and make sure he remembers that I rubbed his face in the dirt and that I kicked him in the kidneys?
That's so mean.
It's a little harsh.
Well, the thing is,
How could he reach his kidneys? They're inside him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just.
Well, here's the thing. Frederick he's been possessed for at least an entire 24 hours. He doesn't know what's happened at school all of today. So he would have no frame of reference as to why you would beat him up, so we can't really include that into the story without making it seem like you just came and found him and beat him up for no explained reason. So, well, what we're going to do is we're probably just going to run the story of teenagers coming and hanging out in the mine shaft and had some beers or something, and he drank a few too many and now is disorientated and confused.
It's gonna sound cool for sneaking in beers. I wanted him to sound like a dork.
I mean, the fact that we can make it sound like he only had one beer,
Yes.
and if he got so disorientated he lost an entire day.
Yay.
That'll work. It's funny.
Also, don't drink, kids. Not until you are 18.
21.
21.
21.
I thought the legal.
I think all the entire kid group is like it's 21 in
not
the
18.
States.
Have to lawyer the history teacher.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
I meant 21. Although, when you're 18, you're adults. Who's going to stop you? And 21.
Hello? Okay. Well, Sable, do you need someone to walk you home? Did I say that name right, Sable?
Yes, I
Okay.
normally I go home alone. But
Is
not
it
from
normally
here.
this late?
What? Is it light out?
I'd say it's starting to get dark. This was like immediately after school, so that would have been like 3 p.m. and you had to chase and pursue, and with there being snow and whatnot, it's probably round about winter, so it's probably like early January, and we're in Colorado, so it probably gets dark very early. So I'd say it's maybe like 5 p.m. ish. So it's getting dark. It will be dark in the next hour. So.
Oh, hey, these are the best hours to spray paint Teslas. I'll catch you guys at school tomorrow.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Well, I told my
Cool.
parents about you, Greg. Like, they it should be fine. I told them about you, and then she looks at Thomas. Like, you're, when you helped me, that was really cool. And
I think he like just kind of like blushes a little, and he's like, it's not a big deal.
it was so cool. But anyway, yeah, I'd love to. If you guys don't live far from me, I think so. If it's not
Close enough, yeah.
okay,
Close enough.
I guess we can come back tomorrow after school.
Yes, if you all meet at my social studies classroom, I'll be there after school and we will begin these. We can start, or we can do all the things. All the things, it's wonderful. There's a syllabus, everything. There'll be lots of fun. But for now, shoot, I need to take care of the thing. In the nicest possible way.
Oh, that's the thing. And then she points at the yeah.
Okay.
Have a good night.
This
Get home
way.
safe. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Okay.
Alright. See ya.
And you walk off, leaving Frederick to do whatever the heck Mr. Nooks is going to do with Frederick. On your walk home, I assume you stay as a small clump and then slowly splinter off as people get towards where they get their bus or where they whatever. Is there any conversation or any social interactions that you would like to have as you are walking as a full large group?
So your wolf guy is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that's Rabbit Killer.
Whoa.
Oh, what a useful name. It says everything about what a wolf does. And the ecosystem, right?
Roughly. It's... I think it's kind of a nickname, but I've known him for a long time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So is he like a werewolf spirit?
He's like a wolf person. That's what it translates to. It's... I'd have to explain a lot about, like, Telagi, cosmology, but, basically what you need to know is he's a very good hunter, and not an actual wolf.
Oh, okay.
Just like mine's not an actual horse, she's a toy. And again, stressed out horse head. But
Where
she
do
is
you
a
marry?
lot. Yeah.
Where'd you get Mary? Like, where did she come from?
That's not a long story. I don't know if it's an appropriate happy. It's not. This was a really weird day, I guess. I found her just when I was alone in the library in the school one day, just really getting into like the newer, like after the book fair, there was a lot of new books on horses, and I had just really wished for one. And in the bags when I thought I put the books. She was in there. So I just she told me her name in here. I don't think she speaks, and then I just had her ever since for a few years.
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, Olin kind of showed up like a couple of months ago. I've been trying to find a spirit to connect with for a while. I was kind of hoping my first one I'd be able to show off a little, but it's okay. I mean, I'm glad Olin and I get to be friends with more people who can see ghosts and things. There's like the little like spirits around the ranch every once in a while, and I'm not really good with like animal spirits. My grandma said that's not really what we do. We're more like spirits, like ghosts and things. Olin's technically like a
Aren't butterflies animals?
Olin's not really a butterfly. They're
Okay,
what did grandma
like
call it?
this isn't a horse and that's not a wolf and that's
Right.
something.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a spirit guide, kind of. Yeah.
Mm.
My grandma.
I talk a lot to the spirits just around the woods and stuff. There's a lot out there if you know where to look.
It's true.
I've never
Most
gone.
of them are. It's kind of like having a lot of neighbors no one knows about.
Seems nice. Like they haven't hurt anyone, right? That you know.
Most of them are pretty chill. Some of them are really angry, but I guess that's to be expected.
I did watch one help a fall get born. That was crazy. Like she was
so
like an
cool.
old like ranch hand, and she just like reached in and like fixed it. It was weird.
That's so nice.
Yeah, the one I've interacted with are pretty cool. I don't interact with a lot of like animal spirits, or as I said, or like I've seen like tree spirits and like rock spirits and stuff, but I don't really know how
Yeah.
to connect with them.
I don't. It's not like I go out and seek it, but like, yeah, there's enough of them out there, and it's not always like a direct parallel. Like, sometimes if you go by the river, you'll see a really, really tall man.
Yeah,
Yes.
Shadow Man.
No, not that guy. But he does have a spear with him.
Yeah, I've seen him. He doesn't. I haven't been able to talk to him. He's kind of quiet, and whenever I try to get close to say anything, he like goes off and does his own thing.
Yeah, that's the tall man.
Okay.
Is he nice?
I mean, he hasn't
He
thrown a
likes
spear at me.
fishing.
Is Kunal here? Or has Kunal run off?
Well, I feel like Kunal's probably realized he has to skate. Probably because I imagine there aren't Teslas in the immediate or cars in the immediate vicinity of the mines. So
Sable's gonna ask him about that a little quick. Like, but right before you peel off, she's like, "Is it morally good to spray paint Teslas of people who support the company by buying the Tesla? Because it seems that would be, I don't know, like good to stick it to them, you know."
But spray painting is very dangerous if you don't know how to protect yourself. So do not leave it to the professionals.
Are you a professional?
Professional enough to know how not to get poisoned by spray paint.
Okay.
He's got this really cool like YouTube channel and like Twitch channel. Like I watch it all the time when I'm like bored on the ranch.
Oh my god. I only get a certain amount of minutes of YouTube per week. I should follow that.
You might want to be careful about letting your parents watch what I do.
Okay.
because they might not condone it. I don't know if you should expose yourself to that.
Then be careful. I will think about it.
Yeah.
Waves.
Waves goodbye. Kunal eagerly peels off to a Tesla and spray paints it, and then disconnects the charger and continues on.
Double rude.
Okay. No, false. I had them. So, Kanala's separate off to go and do delinquent stuff, and I assume find more content to create. Who would be the next person to splinter off from a group, do we think? Like, to go off and do their own thing or head home?
I think that would definitely be Thomas.
Okay. So, Thomas, whenever it is you get to your location to splinter off, whether it's because you need to, that's my street, or this is where I get my bus, whatever it is.
I gotta go this way.
Okay. See ya.
See ya.
Thank you. Thank you for showing us your wolf spirit. That's not the wolf.
Yeah. Just don't tell anybody about him, okay? And
Sure.
thanks
George
for
definitely
not
serious.
being weird about this.
Weird's okay. She like shakes the little stuffed animal head she has.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Kunal probably peels out of finishing spraying a Tesla and is like at the weird comment and just oh wait, no, I'm probably out. Never mind.
If you want to
Maybe it's funnier
re-arrive,
if you want
that's
to go
fine.
back. you
Or
heard
is
the
coming,
laughing.
passing them as he goes for another Tesla. It's just technically, I mean, with respect to the four of us, if we all have spirits and can see spirits, are all four of us weird, or are we all normal relative to each other?
What? But
I've always been weird.
wait, what's your spray paint go? Oh, okay.
Wow, he's really diligent, but I guess it's okay to be weird. We all have our things, so
True. Anyways, yeah, cool. See you, Thomas, and I guess see you, Rabbit Killer. Rabbit Killer,
Yeah.
Rabbit Hunter.
Rabbit-
Shit.
Rabbit
Killer.
Killer.
Killer. Okay, I got it.
violent.
It's a translation.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Uh,
learn the name someday.
and I think he's gonna peel. I think before he does go home, he is going to kind of whistle or signal for Rabbit Killer, which he's whistling at night, but he can get away with it. And I think he wants to ask his spirit what's his opinion of the whole thing.
Okay. So when you ask Rabbit Killer, what do you think of it?
Yeah. I think
I was just gonna ask, what do you think or feel Rabbit Killer's general feeling and thoughts on this would be?
I think Rabbit Killer is I think if nothing else he wants Thomas to have friends.
And this is a nice group of people, and
Yeah.
people like Thomas, and obviously
And Thomas is very much kind of coming from a very guarded place in general, both in the sense of, oh god, here's some guy coming in saying he's going to forcibly teach me something. That doesn't carry cultural trauma.
Oh god! Oh no!
the fact that he came across 3 other kids who seemed to not only know about spirits and ghosts and stuff, but also shamans and things of that nature, and he's kind of been trying to navigate this more or less on his own. And that probably hasn't been the best, but Rabbit Killer, for as stubborn and headstrong as he is very much like a big brother who like actually cares and not just bullies you. I'm saying this as a big brother.
I mean,
yeah.
So if I had to make some semi-educated guesses, once again, Mr. Nurks, yes, he was saying some things that may have sounded scary, but you could probably tell that he was just as scared of these things as anyone else. Like, it's more like, these are scary realities that he would not want to put you kids at risk of. So, while he is saying the scary thing, and it might sound like a threat, it was clearly like, he wasn't threatening to do anything to you. Going like, no, bad stuff can happen. I realized
that he was not threatening me. But at the same time, it does leave a bad taste in the mouth, and and I think he wants to talk to someone about it. I think he wants to talk to someone about everything that happened today, and I also think he wants to grumble about how he doesn't like the fact that he was so ready to fight in the way that he did. And yeah,
I mean, I'm not here to put thoughts and words into your character's mouth, and your character does extend to Rabbit Killer, but I think there'd probably be some hint of a notion like, okay, wanting to fight to protect yourself isn't a bad thing, and wanting to fight to protect friends isn't a bad thing. So you shouldn't feel bad that a natural instinct was there to be like, okay, well, I want to protect myself, I want to be safe. However, need to just find places and environments where we can be safe. And sometimes that means not wanting to fight everything before we know if it's safe or not. It's tough. It's hard finding that balance, that safe space, essentially.
I have a feeling that I'm going to be asked that question a lot in the future.
Yeah, probably. I also think that, of course, Rabbit Killer would probably have, some trepidation, just like you. Person you don't really know is like, don't worry, we're going to teach you how to do it. Like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need to. What are you going to teach me? I'm Rabbit Killer.
I feel like that there is a level of like, what are you going to teach me that I don't know?
Like, I'm already the spirit. I'm Rabbit Killer. You going to teach me how to kill rabbits?
I want to give some cultural context here. Like one of our most famous principal chiefs is literally has the last name Man Killer. So like this isn't like a weird name for him. It's just like that's the name. Like this is I do kind of want to like step back to give the reference here, because I realize like, oh shit, this sounds really edgelordy in a way that I didn't intend.
No, you're fine.
Once again, it's one of those when you have to translate anything into English, because a lot of languages, especially non-Latin based languages, a lot of their words, they don't have a direct translation, and so when you have to directly translate it, it becomes very literal, and it loses.
Oh, it was literally just Man Killer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, recently there was a news article from our newspaper where a woman was talking about making traditional turbans and stuff, and she recently asked an elder, like, is it okay for women to wear this? I would love to wear this as well. And the elder answered, Cherokee women do whatever they want.
That's amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
Great.
You know what? Power to them as they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything else Thomas wanted to, you know?
I think
out.
that was kind of I think that was that's kind of the gist of it, is that he wants to get, like, because they're partners. They are best friends. That is kind of their relationship. It is Thomas's, as far as he's concerned, this is his friend.
And if Thomas is being made to go to this stupid class and so it's his friend, it's like, well, are you cool with this? What do we feel? What's
Yeah, what are we feeling? Or is this someone that is this something that I can be safe about? Is this something that we trust, or is this something that we fight for? You know, it's
I think as well, Rabbit Killer probably has the little bit of insight of going, okay, well, if it's not, we'll just beat him up anyway. We'll just
yeah. I think
We'll
that's
be
very
fine.
much the attitude is if shit stinks, we'll fight.
exactly. Like, we'll
Yeah.
try it out. We'll see what it is. If we don't like it, throw some hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy. All right. Wonderful. Okay. So, jumping back to Greg and Sable, you've got a little bit longer to go. Greg, are you walking Sable like all the way to her house? I assume.
Yeah, I kind of figured Greg lived like pretty far away, like
Yeah.
the furthest. So he's probably giving Sable like a piggyback ride if he's alright with that. So
Yeah,
let's
she'll
go.
take it. She's gonna be like, this was such a long day.
I
It's
know,
so
it's
fun."
crazy.
But also, oh my goodness, I didn't get anything to eat after. Are you hungry?
Oh, yeah. I think I got some granola bars in my backpack. 1 second. And he'll like somehow just rotate his backpack and keep her on the back. Okay,
Wow.
it's like one arm, like, here you go.
Hello. And she looks. It's like, okay, and breaks it apart in her hands and starts shoveling it in her mouth.
Mhm.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was kind of weird. You look
Yeah.
kind of cool on that tree, like hanging like you were.
Thank you. It's my favorite tree. I
don't-
normally just watch people. I don't like. Parents say I should talk to more people, but I find it hard after a certain amount of time, but not right now. So.
No, me
very
too. I
much
kind of
like to hang
I
out.
get
You
where you're
too?
coming from. Yeah. No, I don't talk to a lot of people either. For some reason with ghosts it's easy. Like with Ricky Joe, I kind of did what my grandma said that we're supposed to do with ghosts and spirits. But like with people, like,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do? There's no like guidelines.
There aren't any guidelines, but your grandma seems to know a lot.
Yeah, she was an ovate, which is, I'm told, like an Irish shaman, like a spirit seer. Like she said that the druids dealt with the animals and the plants, and the ovates dealt with people. And then she said something about time travel, and I was very confused. But
Oh, that's real?
I don't know. She was talking about like the tradition of what ovates do, and something about being able to perceive the destiny of someone and like view through time. I don't know. I got the help spirits bit.
Like
So,
precognition?
I don't know.
That's
There
interesting.
was we were talking about a lot of things.
I
But
bet.
yeah.
Do you live with her?
I did. She died a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It's
so
okay.
sad.
It's okay. I know, like, you didn't really know her, so. But yeah, no, she said, like, her mom was a pretty powerful ovate, and then they moved over here because of shaman stuff. And then when my dad wasn't a shaman, they were like, oh, well, it skips. And then when I was one, she kind of really, like, dedicated a lot of time to it. So.
Oh, so your parents weren't like very.
No. Like, they know about it, but they can't see any ghosts or anything.
Oh, and then she like sort of smacks her head. I didn't think about that in terms of me because I'm adopted. So I guess
Oh,
it would make sense for my parents to not know the same stuff as your parents not knowing.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
I should talk to them.
Like your parents or my parents?
I'm sorry, I meant mine because, well, we're probably like pulling up to my house
Yeah.
very soon.
Mhm.
Well, firstly, I at least have told them about you, and I assume they like you because I don't have very many friends. But they might be baking something
Ooh.
because this is later than normal, and my phone died, so that just is something that happens
Yeah.
if I'm getting too into something. But they might have something for you to take on the way home, but then I need to. This is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff.
It is. Well, like, what if, like, I gave my number to your parents in case, you know, like, you're out later and they can at least check to see if you're with me?
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. If you wanna, like, you could probably put me down before we get into the driveway and such. And I
Right.
can just be like, we can do that now. Like, we're probably smelling something like fresh
Got
baked
pie?
Italian bread.
Ooh, got bread?
Yeah. My dad bakes a lot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it might be, if I'm lucky, it might be my same food. So I'll, and then he starts like tugging at your sleeves, like let's
Okay.
go outside. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's probably a little wholesome moment, and I think you get left with like sweet buns.
Ooh, sweet buns.
Yeah.
Sable's family is so fucking cool.
Right? Ooh. Oh, thanks.
Right. Yeah.
Kittens.
So
Like...
yeah, you know, you do that. They know you, but yeah, they're like, oh, okay, great, wonderful. So we know Sable will sometimes let her phone die because she was doing something. So got number there, more contact. This is great, wonderful. Thanks for bringing her home. Have some sweet buns, and yeah, all good.
See you tomorrow.
See you.
Alrighty. Before we continue and let Greg semi-monologue to himself for the rest of his journey, before that, because we'll jump over to Canal, I also just want to say I freaking love that you brought up ovates because they are just never talked about.
Yeah, I was trying to find like really cool like Irish like spirit shamans, and I was like, I don't know if druids are them. And then I was talking about a bunch of stuff when I was doing research. I was like, these are sweet.
Oh yeah, they're really cool. Vaguely involved in pagan and occult scenes over here, and here in the UK, we actually have an order of bards, druids, and ovates.
Oh, cool.
In fact, one of the I don't know how high up in it he is, but there's a really cool musician called Dam the Bard, Damh, who does a bunch of like traditional folklore music and whatnot. It's really good stuff. Lots of Irish influence, lots of traditional Welsh influence and English influence. It's just really cool because Ovates never get talked about, and bards also never get talked about in across circles. So we will jump over to Kamal and see what the rest of his journey home was like.
Probably just a couple more spray paints until it's like, all right, enough mischief. Stands at the gate of his house and is just like wondering if anyone will notice if he walks through the front door, and then opens the gate, gets into his home, watches probably the family focus on his older brother, who is like the archetypical Chad, watching him demonstrate like shaman powers and applauding and not even hearing like the front door close.
Yeah. No one's even realized you weren't there, which is not a great feeling. It feels pretty crappy. You get in, you kind of start doing stuff, and I'm fairly certain you also got like punched at some point, so you probably have like a physical mark on your face, and maybe that's when they go, "Did you walk into a door?"
Yeah.
Be careful. I guess.
Okay.
Have you seen what your brother's been doing?
I mean, it's hard not to notice, Yeah, I swear I wrote his name down. Hold on.
You might have done somewhere.
I don't know if I did. Yeah. Dang. Yeah. No.
Sanjit.
I was to say Ashok, greatest shaman of the Singh family.
If you practiced, one day you could maybe be as good as this. He's going places. You should really like ask him to help you. When he's not too busy.
I think I'm gonna focus on high school. Oh no, junior high. We're in.
Yeah.
I think we're in high school
Yeah.
because I think I'm like 14.
Yeah.
So.
Or I could focus on high school.
You could do that. Your brother could probably help with that as well. He got straight A's.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
I never let me forget it.
Oh. Because you should also be getting straight A's. Anything like why would you not be getting straight A's? Are you struggling? Do you need a tutor? We can arrange a tutor. I'm sure the show we can schedule in time.
I'm doing fine in school.
Okay then.
I'm just gonna go take dinner to my room.
Yeah, fine. We already ate. We assumed you'd already come up yourself.
Just I wasn't at dinner then.
Well, we called and you didn't respond. We just thought that you were busy. That you'd come down when you wanted it.
Wait, you did? Never mind. Just goes to get dinner.
Sorry, these parents are terrible. We've got really cool parents on one end and just these horrible people. Fine.
Everything. This is fine. Like fire in the background. This is fine.
Yeah, well,
It's good.
no one's ever had like life-altering things happen because their parents, would just. Nah, it's never happened. It's not a thing.
doesn't lead to stunted development or anything like that.
Your dad will be like, look, my little brother didn't get much attention given to him, and he turned out fine, I think. I've not seen him in years.
You okay, Bardic? Good, buddy?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, wow. Sorry.
No, you're good, dude. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't like a, well, yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Oh, no, I'm absolutely fine. It's just the mute. Like, it's not funny. This is serious stuff, but, you know, being able to play it off as a joke, like, because the joke is, yes, we all know this is bad. This is very bad. And unfortunately, it does happen to people. And parents should probably do better.
I mean, it probably also is an insight to how Kadal copes.
A little bit.
But yeah, gets his food, goes up, eats, probably just showers, and does not do his homework. Well, probably texts his newfound friends for asking for answers to the homework.
You make a little group text and start messaging people.
Mm-hmm.
Greg does not know.
What have you named the group text?
Totally.
Go some stuff and go some stuff and go some stuff.
What's it? Totally. Probably some kind of government joke in the light of what happened today. Probably like something like letters to our FBI agent.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I dig that. So you send a couple texts and you'll get. I'm sure you'll get a few responses. Probably not tons.
Sable can't help you with the homework.
Yeah, Sable's like.
Sable's not in the homework help group chat.
Sable's like, I'm 12.
Kunal doesn't want
I am
to say
too young for that.
that, and Kunal doesn't want to teach Sable it's okay to ask for answers to homework.
oh.
you send a question. Hey, so what's with the trig? And so like, I'm 12.
Yes, hello. Not this level of math.
Okay, so
I'm still finding X.
like I circle X every time. They tell me that's not it. Like so.
Like there's more than one way to solve a problem. I thought that's what life was all about. Why are they telling me that I didn't find X?
I do the same thing with algebra still, and I graduated middle school.
Greg's like, listen, the only triangles I know are like how to like make a fence post, man.
What do you mean Doritos aren't triangles?
Are they? Shit. Greg's like, fuck.
Okay. So if we then, Greg, I don't know if you want to have like a monologue or if you want to talk to your
Yeah.
Oland or as your Olin.
Yeah.
That's it. If you wanted to have a little chit chat with them as you finish your walk home, or
Yeah, so Greg will kind of like manifest Olin and kind of like hold out his arm as they alight. It's like, so that was kind of weird. And previously, Olin had just kind of like jingled, but it's because they're very cautious, so they don't speak really unless it's just Gregging them. And my vibe would be that Olin is new to being able to interact with things. So they're very interesting, but they're also extremely like reserved, and they heard all this weird stuff about this group that controls shamans that they didn't know about, and they're a little freaked.
Yeah, so there's a general vibe of trepidation,
mhm,
but
mhm.
curiosity. So it's like, okay,
Yes.
cautious, but curious.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe I was hoping we'd get.
Hmm.
So, good job, me.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular, like... yes, okay, it's probably just Greg talking to
Hmm.
himself as to
Right.
what goes on. Like, I don't know if there's a specific feeling or anything you want to be like, yes, and this is definitely how Greg is processing.
Hmm.
But if not, we've got the vibe cautious, curious.
Hmm.
Is there... how is Greg feeling about, interacting with these other three kids a little bit more?
He's going to kind of talk to Alon about like how like kind of cool it is that like these kids are like kind of like him, and he was always taught to like kind of keep his gifts kind of quiet, probably for the same reasons that Mr. Nurks told everyone to. He was like, and it's so cool that like Kunal, like I was just like his fan, and like I just like his videos. It turns out like he's got this spirit that I know nothing about because he just he's always like off doing his thing, but like he's got this spirit, and like he's like and like Sable, like she got a spirit friend too, and like we hang out with her every once in a while when she comes over and like wants to pet the horses. And he's like really excited about that, and Alden's like, and there's other spirits, like those are cool. I didn't know, like really, like I didn't know there's so many different types. Um, and then Greg will be like, I kind of wish I could show them to Grandma, and kind of like, do you think that because you used to like guide spirits, did you kind of do you think they can see us? And, like, do you think she knows that like I've met new people and I'm able to like hang out and learn new things? Expect like Mr. Nurk sounds cool and I'd like to learn more about being a shaman.
Yeah, I think Orm will give some comfort. Be like, yeah, no,
Hmm.
your grandma will, she will know this. She will feel this. She's here. She's not here. She's passed, but she's here, and everything you do, she's rooting for you, and she will be proud
Cool.
of you, and you're doing good. And yeah, Mr. Nurks is weird, but
Uh-huh. Yeah.
who cares?
Cool.
Weird is cool.
Weird can be cool, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Alan. And then I'll kind of it's like, oh, Dad's gonna be real mad if I don't do these chores, and kind of like starts like jogging quicker.
Yeah, get home, do the 3 hours of chores because farm life.
Right.
All right, so I think that's everyone's evening. So evening comes and goes. You do nighttime evening things, homework, YouTube, staring aimlessly at the ceiling, pondering like what everything just is, and whether sleep or you'll pass out watching a 3 hour long mukbang ASMR if that's what your kid is into. And whatever it is that you do it's quite a relaxed evening, like, which is a very strange juxtaposition to how tense and stressful like that last bit of the day was. Like it was like ugh. And it almost feels weird how normal the evening is after, and then there's this weird disassociation with doing something so different and then having to go back to normal. So there's probably a little bit of displacement there emotionally. The next morning comes. Does anyone have anything different that they do on their morning routine today, as opposed to what they did like the day before and the day before that, or is it very similar morning routines, or has this event changed how anyone is going to process their mornings?
I imagine mine's at least a little bit less confrontational.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to make sure he's laying low, so he's probably gonna like make sure that he has no reason to be called out. I guess.
Yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense to me. So, okay. Anybody else?
I mean, Kunal probably does the same of browsing, seeing what his how his nightly exploits blew up, and I think he put in more work to compensate for not having the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just kind of like, I think something to note is that Kunal does not bring Kira out until he leaves home.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but actually will just go, we'll bring out Kier to do his usual skate to school. And probably pay more attention to the spirits around this time.
Okay.
Just see what kinds of, because hearing like Thomas talk about them, I feel like he avoids the spirit stuff because of his home life, but now it's like, well, I'm getting smack dab into the middle of this.
So actively pay more attention. You'll see, you'll see little bits and pieces. So you might see someone who's being followed by the spirit of like a friend or a family member or something, like clearly unaware of it, but just being followed by it. You go past places of natural beauty. You might see some natural spirits. You might even, I mean, we can be really sad, and we can say, that outside of a convenience store, there's the spirit of a dog just sat there as if it's tied up to the post, and it just refuses to move. And it,
Oh, good.
there's that. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. That can be a side plot.
Hachiko real.
Just a sad dog spirit. Well, the dog spirit doesn't look sad. I'll say that. It looks as if it's waiting. And you can just...
Longing.
Yeah. It's actually... It's astounding how much spiritual activity there is. Not... Like, they aren't going around, they aren't causing issues, but the fact there's quite a lot. And it almost feels like you've had to be actively ignoring it this entire time. But they're there. And most of them are just doing their thing. There's very, none seem to actively want to influence things around them. They're just... But knowing they're there and knowing they exist is... I don't know if that would be a comforting feeling or if that would be an alarming feeling. To go, wow, yeah, they are literally everywhere. Oh, that's something for Kunal to think about. Greg, Sable, do either of you have any differences on how your morning routine would go, or just no?
Greg would probably tell his parents that he met someone who could help teach him more about being a shaman. And if he's needed, he'll be at the school, probably. Greg's parents are pretty basic. They're just kind of like parents. They're not good. They're not great, cool parents. They're not kind of shitty parents. So they're like, okay, well, we're glad you found something that you are interested in and want to continue your training that you were given as a kid. So good luck and let us know how it goes.
I suppose as well the benefit of it being a teacher, not just
right.
some weird person in the woods. No, it's a teacher.
Yeah.
They now have a name, so if they wanted, if they ever felt concerned, they knew who they could contact.
For sure.
So yeah, all right.
They're cool. He does pack extra granola bars.
Extra granola bars. Smart thinking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sable. is your morning routine different, or is that very like, oh, cool, new day, same stuff, let's go?
I think it's virtually the same, except my dad, who normally works from home, isn't home, and he leaves a note uh, explaining, "Oh, I'm going grocery shopping," and Sable just takes it at face value because like this is pretty early to go grocery shopping, but I guess the store is technically open, so she's like, "Okay," and then she doesn't really know how to bring anything up with just her mom because she feels like the conversation should warrant both of their attention. So she doesn't even think they know what's going on or if they even had a hint. So she's just gonna take whatever extra sweet buds were in, and then she's gonna explain to her mom, "I'm going to be home earlier today. I just have
Earlier.
if you earlier than yesterday. But if
Oh.
you remember, Greg, we're just going to try out some after school things that are being offered, and that's all I know so far."
I mean, you mentioned
And she
Greg.
thinks
Your mom
cool.
goes like, "Yeah, cool." You start to get concerned. Well, contact Greg just in case. You know you are. Good, great, wonderful. Have a good
Okay,
day. All right. School day. It's a normal ass school day. I believe last time I said it was a Tuesday, so now it's Wednesday. Whatever Wednesday in your school day is. You know, you might have PE, you might have chemistry. It doesn't really matter. One thing you do notice is you do catch sight of Frederick Johnstonson, who he looks pretty worse for wear, and what you can tell, like, he very clearly doesn't have his phone. Like, he has been punished because the story was put out that he got caught drinking, and so he's in a semi-foul mood, but he is also being slightly reserved. Like, no, but I'm laying low. I'm already in trouble. I don't want to have more people acknowledging or noticing that. So, is there anything that anyone feels would be important or worthwhile acknowledging throughout the normal school day, or just classes, lunch?
Yeah, I imagine it's mostly just classes and lunch and things like that.
That's a question. Lunchtime. Do any of you seek each other out to sit and have lunch together, or
Absolutely not.
not a chance?
No, the liquid thing of being on the roof,
Mm-hmm.
but rather than plan out new designs, I think he instead just kind of like stares at Kier,
Mm-hmm.
like like meditates, but has Kier like across from him, just like trying to debate, like debating, like having that like internal debate of like, well, I'm as much as I liked you for the savings on paint supplies, I now have to acknowledge that you are about to play a bigger role in my life than saving me a couple $100 a month.
And how do you feel Kia reacts to this? Like, is Kia excited to be more involved than you? Or is he just like, yeah, cool, whatever, dude? I'm
Trying to think, because Kier at his core is a prankster.
Mm-hmm.
So while probably enjoyed the antics of spray painting, Kier probably had that feeling of like, well, this isn't full use of my potential. You could do so much. Like, maybe there is that sense of pride, like, okay, we're going to do things.
Yeah.
But Kunal is going to have that internal dialogue of like, how do I do this and not feel like I'm being a tool for my parents?
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting bunch of feelings for this teenager to be going through. Mm. Thoughts, feelings.
Emotions.
My
Emotions
emotions.
inside.
Having during the teenage years, it absolutely impossible.
All right. So, if there's nothing of note that anyone feels would come up, the final school bell rings. It's 3 p.m. The hall's empty out. There's a couple of after-school clubs, doing whatever it is they do, meet and gather, and you, I assume.
Greg will text the group. What's Mr. Nurk's room again? I have no idea. Where am I supposed to go?
I've never been.
So it is the social studies lab. Not really a lab. It's it's like right at the far end of the school. The door hasn't been repainted in years. It's pretty rank because most people come in here for like one class a week, if that. You get there. Are you waiting outside for everyone to arrive, or whoever gets there first is just gonna head on in?
I don't know who gets there first. I imagine Greg gets a little lost because he has no idea. He doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, I think Sable gets there first, but she waits at the door.
Okay, yeah. So Sable has stood outside the door. Who would like to arrive second?
I think it actually would be Thomas.
Okay. Thomas, you arrive. You see this like beaten up door in the far end of school that you're fairly certain you can see a leak in a nearby corner that no one's doing anything about. You see Sable, who's just outside. You have any thoughts, feelings, or words to share, or is it just a begrudging head nod?
I think it's more of a less of a head nod and more of a stuffing my hands in the pockets and leaning against the lockers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And kind of just not really acknowledging the wave, but like I think there's still an obvious like he's seen it, he cares about it, but he's trying not to play it too obvious. Yeah.
Yourself, Sable's like, wow, he's so cool. He caught me waving. And goes back to brushing. She's basically brushing Mary's mane at this point as a comfort stim. Well, she's like, I think we should wait for everyone so that we don't get lost.
Who would like to arrive next?
I'll do it.
All right, Greg,
go.
you arrive. You see this scene.
Greg will like run around a corner, like, oh, kind of like fix his backpack and like walk up. I don't think I've ever been down here. Oh, hey, Sable. And like fist bump Sable.
She does it excitedly. Like, oh yeah, maybe misses.
This is just like, ow. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Is there... No, it's fine. No, good job.
Thank you.
Why is there a vegetable down the hallway? Because it's a leak.
You know what? There's a small patch of soil, and you can see something sprouting out of it. Don't think about it.
Look, it's like
Social studies,
kind
I
of,
guess.
I'll kind of like tap my hat at Thomas.
I think he was kind of like staring off into space and goes, "Oh, what? Sorry."
It's alright. Just saying hi.
Oh, hi.
I didn't think Kunal was posting anything today. Has anyone seen him?
His channel's down.
Hmm.
Not like down, but like not active.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No updates today, I assume. Well, some last night, but
Yeah.
um.
I think Kunal would walk in last,
Mhm.
like, and definitely seems like he'd been debating stuff and just waits.
Greg, whilst you have your phone out and you're looking for things, you will have noticed there's quite a lot of to do and whatnot on whichever social media thing you're doing. Anything tagged like for local Bear Ridge stuff, and if you are, I don't know how curious Greg is, and if he'd actually click and interact, he goes, "It's not Kamal, I don't care."
I mean, if it's like interesting, or if it has to do with like local or like other local farms or something, or
Well, yes,
like a park. But, yeah.
it does have stuff to the local farms. What
Oh.
you see is there's a video going around. It was filmed like early this morning or late last night. Like no one's entirely sure, but you what you can see is in a field like a couple of farms on from yours, so not too far away. It's really badly set up. There's like a haphazard like podium setup, and behind it is the billionaire face of Elmer Husk, who is stood there. There's a bit too much wind blowing, and you can see he's like not handling it very well. And the video announcement, the title's like "New Developments," and the clip itself shows Elmer Husk. Oh gosh, trying to recall how to do a South African accent. It's a very specific but hard to replicate accent if you can't do it. I remember the way I was taught is you just kind of move where you think all the vowels are in words. So the South African, so it's kind of round about here. And so Elmer Husk, he's going to stand here and he's going to give his speech and his delivery, where in what he does is he's talking. We're very proud to be announcing that the Bear Ridge project is going to be revealed next month at the local the Bear Ridge town. Well, he pulls out his phone because he doesn't know what it is. The town founding day. So it's going to be really exciting. We've got lots of new and interesting things coming really soon. And I think it's going to be great. We're going to bring lots of new business, lots of new industry, and I'm really excited to see how everything goes. We're just sorting out purchasing the last few bits of land, and I thank you everybody for showing up. Noah will not be answering questions about Space Y, not today. And certainly not about the self-driving Teslas. They're fine. The ones that got into accidents, that was human error. Nothing to do with what we were doing. No, nothing at all. It's all absolutely fine. Thank you very much. Excuse me. I need to go talk to the people because I'm not getting as much Twitter engagement as I think I deserve. So
True.
God.
And he just unceremoniously walks off.
Let's check this out. And I'll like show everyone the video. This is kind of weird.
Ugh. I hate this guy.
He's annoying. I kind of hope he doesn't like buy up too many farms. Or like any. Like, a lot of those farms are pretty old.
I didn't know anyone was selling land.
I didn't hear that either. Normally my dad's like, I could get like another couple acres. Bruh. But I haven't heard that recently.
Yeah, there had. You would know the other farmers. You'd hear your parents talking about like, no one is actively selling land, but Elmer is buying it. And you might have seen a few farmers who like maybe someone like from like quite a bit from yeah, it's older. Why not? Money was good.
With that.
So that is definitely occurring. With all of that, you're all stood outside the classroom still. There doesn't appear to be any signs from inside the classroom. I don't know how long you'd all stand around before, looking in yourself or going, all right, I'm bored. This was a weird prank.
Yeah, I give it like about a minute after the video.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna peek in through the glass, and that's probably on the door.
Yeah. Peeking in, you can see that this classroom is woefully out of date. They still have a blackboard, with chalk. Some of the desks look maybe like rotted slightly. It's not a good looking room, but there is no sign of Mr. Nurks in there.
Huh. We should probably go, right?
I mean, maybe.
Do we have a trace?
It's kind of weird. He said he'd beat us here, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't think of him to be someone who would lie about something so serious.
Maybe the ISC got him. Wait,
what
he
did he
works
do
for the
wrong?
ISC.
Yeah,
He works for the ISC. That doesn't make sense.
As you're all starting to wonder and probably go, do we leave? What do we? You do see Mr. Nurks kind of like running like pretty quickly down the hall, looking a little bit more unkempt than usual, and he slides himself to a stop and goes, "This staff meeting. There's a whole thing. Oh yeah. Go in, sit down, and we will get started real soon."
Mr. Nurks,
Yeah.
I heard that in the teacher's lounge there was like a board of like bad kids. Is that true?
Mr. Nurks pausing and goes, No? No? No.
I don't like the hesitation. Like, out of question, out of character, I do not like the hesitation in that.
I mean, I can't imagine there's ever going to be a scene where you go in for Teacher's Lounge, but in my mind,
it's just a list. It's a list of like here's the kids that are stinky.
It was like problematic kids.
So
yeah, problematic kids.
There will be a small section on like, okay, check in on this kid. We need to see what he's doing. This kid, we're fairly certain was caught with drugs, or like actually concerning things. But then on the other side of it, there's a really problematic thing where they've got like a gambling pool or something on which kid is going to drop out or who's going to do. Because these teachers are like, they hate their fucking job. It's all the cliches. You're fairly certain there's like a bottle of whiskey in a desk drawer somewhere in there. Like, there's ashtrays, even though people haven't been legal allowed to smoke inside buildings for like 30 years at this point. There's full ashtrays.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Alright, cool.
With that, Mr. Noakes will open the door and guide you in and present like the desks at the front. He will go to his desk and then go, oh no, wrong one. And then he will stand up, push the desk forward with a surprising amount of ease. For this scrawny little guy, he can just shove this whole desk. And then he opens like a small hatch in the floor, and pulls out a book, like a big, thick, fat book. There's no cover art on it. It's like plain white with just big black bold letters saying ISC syllabus. He pulls that out, blows some dust off it, goes, okay. Been used in a while. Plops it down on his desk. Opens up. This isn't. Okay, yeah, so. Welcome to the world of shamanism. You will have noticed that sometimes you see things that others don't. Ghosts and spirits are there. And through the... Oh my god, this is awful. Like, this is terrible. Like, he is looking at this book and he is visibly frustrated looking at it. Going,
Have you not read it before?
no, I've never had to, because we haven't had any shaman students in 5 years, minimum. I don't know how long...
Greg is already, like, glazed and phased out. Like, it's like, okay. you might have noticed that you can see ghosts. Yeah, thanks. Alright, I'm just gonna...
Yeah.
He goes, okay. Oh, hang on. He goes in, and there's a VHS tape, and he goes, this could be better than the book. VHS or the... this is like a DVD, but older? You know what DVDs are?
Yes.
Whatever gives us the information faster.
All right, yeah, we'll try this one. And he wheels over the TV on its little stand, wipes the screen, pushes some dust out of the way, slaps on a VHS, and goes, okay.
Kugal, film this like weirdly old freaking technology. I think it's from like the 50s.
It's from the 90s. Eventually, he got
could
very
also filming and he
frustrated.
captured it live from archaeology class.
Mr. Nurse gets very frustrated and slaps the side of the TV, and then it like buzzes to life. And it's got like some of the worst, like cheesiest, like 80s or early 90s educational television aesthetic to it. There was like a really weird, janky little jingle. I go, great, wonderful.
Is that kid wearing Is he wearing a windbreaker?
Yep. And you'll see like a clip of like some kid with a mullet going by on a push scooter, and then you'll see behind him like a small spirit chasing a... That, and then eventually, after the little jingle, like a really bad like like a PowerPoint spiral text comes in, going, "Shamanism and you." It then cuts to a plain white room, and there's no music. There's nothing undercutting it. As you see. You see a man whose hairline is very far receding, and just like something seems familiar, but also incredibly alien about this person. As this person stands there, and you can clearly see he is reading a teleprompter behind the camera, and he goes, hello and welcome to Shamanism and you. I am renowned millionaire Elmer Husk, and I am a shaman, like you. There's all the pauses, points at the camera.
Yeah, and Thomas is just like glaring at the TV.
Yeah.
Like arms are crossed, leaning back, just like the most hawk-like eyes on this.
Yeah. Immediately after that, like you, Mr. Nurks stands up, walks over to the TV on its little trolley, wheels it over to the window, looks at you, opens the window, pushes it out.
Oh, library's not gonna like that.
Wow.
I did.
Vandals.
Is that... Are we allowed to do that?
Vandals did it. Alright.
Look over at Canal.
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
Was
This...
there a social cue I missed?
That's awful. That was awful?
Yes.
The
Yes.
syllabus? Awful? Probably should have read
Yeah.
it beforehand, if I'm being completely honest. I didn't think it would be this terrible. Alright. How about this? How about this? You know, freeform, talked out, chit chat.
I think
What do each of you want to do in life? And how does your shamanism play into that, do you think?
I think Kunal answers first. Like, I kind of don't care. I just want to be a high schooler.
I want to survive.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I guess continue on the ranch.
Okay.
Could maybe help people.
Helping
Mary's
people.
scared all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why Mary's scared all the time. So
This is
Oh.
good.
figured
Helping people,
could-
helping. And how much do you know? Because obviously people have family experience, people have got all sorts of stuff. How much does everyone know about shamanism? Like, what can each of you do, as it were?
Like, and then like, Owen kind of like appears, and it's like, don't lay on any of the desks. They look like they'll burn.
They probably will.
Yeah. Okay. So Owen just kind of like floats around. He's like summon and talk to things.
Okay, yeah, that's something. And how do you bond with your spirit?
Typically, talk to them and oh, I got this stick. I think it's called a Darren Day stick.
Mm-hmm.
It you kind of like light the end on fire normally, and then it represents like all in and it kind of
Mr. Hertz
energy.
seems to be nodding and like he is assessing how far along he feels you are. Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'd expect at this age. Yeah, okay. And is everyone else round about this level of understanding? Don't have a little bit more, a little bit less.
I mean, not until that whole deal with the prospector, I never really used gear for combat, but it was cool to know that I could.
Combat's useful. It's a good way to protect yourself from this, that, and the other, and it's one way to deal with, belligerent spirits that are causing trouble for people. It's not the only important thing. There's lots of things you can do with it. Anyone heard of spiritual healers?
I mean, I know that there's a bunch of different kinds of spirits, and I've met a bunch of them, and I know that there's a lot of different ways of being a shaman. Not everyone does it in the same way, but there's stuff that we can do that's in common. I know how to channel things.
Channeling. Okay, yeah, that's great. So you can bring in. I probably should have asked all of your spirits' names. That's the polite thing to do. I mean, Okay, little shaman etiquette. Well, depending on who people are, sometimes people are not very forthcoming. They don't want to reveal their spirit because, if you ever do need to get into confrontation, it being a bit of a surprise can help give them an advantage. It's not super important, but it is something to take into account. So make note of that. However, in friendlier situations, it can be quite normal to introduce your spirits to one another and be like, hey, yeah, this is my guy, this is my buddy. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to play it safe, if you want to keep it to yourself, that's absolutely fine with me. I don't need to know everything. I just need to know a few bits and pieces. Channel, yeah, very good. And you channel often or just when you need to?
When I need to, mostly.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Sorry, Thomas, you were saying?
I was gonna say I prefer to talk it out when I can. There's a lot of different spirits out there. Not all of them I want inside me.
No, that's very good. Whilst channeling is very useful. It allows us to have access to skills we wouldn't usually have. So, for example, if I needed to go and do some mining, I would channel that prospector spirit or something similar because I don't know how to mine. They would and be like, oh great, hi ho, off to work I go. But it's also not wonderful because you can't guarantee a strong connection. So they might be trying to battle and take forceful control, as we saw with Frederick, or they might just not be very compatible with us. So channeling is useful, but it's not going to get you very far in many aspects. So just give your basic history. I don't know how much parents or family friends or anyone would have taught you about shamans and shamanism. Basically, without history, we've just kind of been there. We've done all kinds of stuff. Some people they'll be like spiritual leaders or religious leaders or medicine people, like all kinds of things. Using access to the spiritual world to help us in ways that other people can't. Some people have used that to accrue power and infamy. By going, I want to be in charge. How do I get in charge? You know what? I'll get that demon. I'll just demon stomp it. I'm in charge. Advice: don't do that. But obviously, if you're going to, I can't. Well, I probably could physically stop you, but I can't tell you. I can't say it's not an option because it technically is. There's all kinds of stuff, and basically, basically the whole point of this school program, which, quite frankly, we're freeballing it. The whole point of it is I monitor you and check in how you're doing, and give you a few basic tips and tricks, and then when I go, yeah, they're pretty all right. They're pretty safe. They know what they shouldn't be doing. They know how to take care of themselves. Once that's there, you get a lot more free reign. So I will still be vaguely keeping an eye on you, but I won't be, following you around and, slap you on the wrist every time you talk to a ghost. Like, no. We'll be keeping an eye so, you don't summon a demon and start stomping through downtown. But, we're doing that for... Because, people sometimes try to do that. Not very often. Not very often. Once every 100 years or so, maybe. So don't worry too much. So channeling is where we're at. No one's more advanced. Oh, fine. I don't know about you lot, but I personally found that book learning or learning from a VHS tape wasn't the most effective way for me. So, who here prefers to learn by doing?
I think I'm gonna raise my hand at that.
Yeah.
A doer? Or doers? Yes. Alright. Well, since this is technically... I don't want to put needless pressure on, but, you know what? This is technically an evaluation of sorts. If you pass, great, wonderful. Or sign some paperwork, send it off, and the ISC will, they won't be marking you as potential, hazards, essentially. So they know what they're doing. We'll just, make sure we don't break any laws. But if you fail, I'm sorry to have to say this to you. If you fail this evaluation, I will have to confiscate your spirit allies because you will be deemed not responsible to have them.
What?
no.
No.
So,
I do not think Thomas likes that at all.
no. I can see some very upset faces. So, consider this motivation to not fail. How does that sound? Wonderful, great. The evaluation, pretty straightforward. You've got 2 hours to find me, and then something else. So, do your best.
To find you?
He sits down against where the open window was. He goes, how about it? And he just rolls out the window.
Oh shit, we're on the
okay.
3rd floor.
Like, he just rolls backwards out the window. If you rush over and look, he is not there.
Sable
Ooh.
starts freaking out a little.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I didn't see his spirit.
I think this is a thing where Thomas can actually take a lead a little bit. I think he's going to whistle for Rabbit Killer
Mm-hmm.
and ask him, like, did you hear everything?
Rabbit killer.
Yeah. So Rabbit Killer, for to kind of recap in case anyone watching hasn't didn't see first episode, is a large wolf, like larger than wolves are large, and wolves are larger than you think. And it has like a silver gorget around its neck and armlets and stuff that are all kind of like have their own etchings, and he's got like a turban and pierced ears and stuff, but he is a large wolf. And one thing you should know about wolf people is that they are supposed to be the best hunters. They are good trackers. I wrote down for my character and his skill, the quality that he has is sharp senses.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And I think this is going to be a time where Thomas is like, we gotta track him while we can.
How do we do that?
So I'm going to Thomas is going to channel Rabbit Killer. He's going to put him in the ball mode. So he's going it's the big kind of stock animation thing of here's this wolf swirling into energy to form a ball, and it's a ball that has like a wolf head on and everything, and he goes he says possession and like pushes it into his chest. And he has the different stances. He stands much taller. He's let his hair down a little. His eyes have a different kind of quality to them. And I want to see if I can track this man's scent.
Okay. Yeah, this will be a challenge. What would you like to roll for this challenge?
Brains and sharp senses?
Yeah, so with sharp senses, I believe we can give you a boost, so that'll be a success on a 3 or higher.
Nice.
Okay. And that's 4 dice because I believe
You have 4 brains, correct?
3 brains, but I do have rank 1 and sharp senses. That's why I was asking.
1 second, I'm Dingus Brain.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that should do it. So let me double check. Okay, yeah, trait plus talent. So, yes. So brains, and you can also add the 1 for that as well. Yes. So 4d6.
Okay, well,
I'll be right back. I gotta use the toilet real bad.
Yeah, no problem.
that is that is a 3 successes and 1 failure on that.
Second I am. Yeah, so with 3 successes, you most definitely you go and you look at the window, you sniff, and you get Mr. Nurk's scent, and looking down, you can see where the shattered TV was.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea to jump out the window after him onto the shattered TV.
Well, what you do see is there's one single footprint, suggesting that Mr. Nurks landed on 1 foot, and then leapt away or did something. However, the footprint is not a human footprint. It's one brief look at it. It looks almost bear-like.
Bear, okay.
But just one.
Just one. Okay. Well, is there a quick way to get down?
I mean, if you look around, you're on like the 2nd story. So you could jump. It wouldn't be the most comfortable landing.
I'll think he'll jump. It's fine.
If you want a slightly safer route down, there'll be a drain pipe you can use to shimmy down as well. If you don't just want to jump to where the TV has been smashed.
Yeah, I think he's going to like slide one-handed using the drain pipe.
Yeah. Do you want to? Do you want to just? It probably should be fine, but do you want to roll a test on that for your?
Sure. Let's see if I beef it real hard while trying to be cool. I'm rolling agility for this.
Okay, that sounds right to me.
2 6s and a 3, so I believe that is 2 successes.
That is most definitely 2 successes, and this is pretty basic stuff. So 2 successes.
Yeah.
How cool do you look that you do this? Like how bad?
Oh, I do think he looks pretty cool. Like this is like his big moment to show off here. So he's like kicking off from the side of the window and like clutching on with inhuman strength to this drain pipe as he slides down it, kind of wind whipping his shirt behind him as he does.
That was really cool.
And then he's gonna look up and at the rest of you and go, "You coming or not?"
Greg's jumped off stuff. So Greg knows how to jump. So he's just gonna kind of like sit on the edge of the window sill and kind of like hop down. I'm gonna do reflexes for that.
Yeah, go for it.
That's the thing for strength.
I see
1 success.
1 success. So as you do the jump, you don't quite. I think what happened, you like try and push stuff a little too far, a little too hard, So you jump, and it's a little further forward than you would have liked, so your balance will get thrown off. So when you land, you have to like roll. It's a little bit embarrassing, and
Ow.
I don't really want to mark a harm, but I think that you maybe like sprained or twisted like an ankle, like so maybe for the next like couple of like physical based tests you might be rolling with a setback.
Okay. Okay. Sable, maybe are there stairs nearby?
Is there time? It's really far away. And then she takes out from her bag, because Mary's starting to also freak out alongside her. She takes out a tiny cowboy hat specifically for Mary. She's gonna try and use the Anemone tool. That's her Anemone tool.
Okay.
To communicate, see if Nertz is in a nearby location, and then like find out if he has an Anemone tool. And then I think since Mary was in fledgling form, she's gonna like put her in a position as if she was riding a horse toy and like click her heels and try to have her go to basic so she could do what she did yesterday and like float down instead of jumping, because she's never top of a building before.
Now, I really dig this. So making use of a tool to see if there's other people nearby. Now, this is probably something akin to like divining. To keep it in the spooky magical stuff. How do you envision divining working with this hat?
I think it has like a sort of compass quality, where her connection to her magic thus far is that she visualizes something, and then it like but not like a specific thing. She like visualizes being safe, and then like something comes out in order to make her safe, or Mary gets terrifying in order to keep her safe, or catches her and whatnot. So right now she's just like visualizing like, where could he be? Where could he be? And then like the hat is like pulling at Mary's head slightly to indicate if he's nearby, where he might be.
You know what? I really dig that. So there's a slight pull, there's a slight direction, but it's not super specific, but it's like, yeah, there's a pull. He is definitely out that away. And so with Mary's assistance, would you like to roll a test for me?
Like a spirit test?
Whatever you want to roll here to justify Mary jumping out the building and carrying you.
Okay, because I was thinking either rolling spirit for me or heart for her, but that's the same amount of dice.
Yeah.
So I guess that's four dice. Okay.
Let's do it.
That is I think I'll push it so it's 3 successes. If that's
yeah, you can. With 2 successes, you will succeed, so you don't need to
Okay,
push.
then that's cool. Then I won't need. I won't freaking no need. Yeah. It's all good.
So Mary takes a little bit more of a form and essentially helps you leap out the window. It's a much safer landing. I feel a bit bad for Greg. Thomas is like leapt down, like clawing beside it. Horse leap. Greg went, "I'll do it." God, my ankle.
Right. It's like, yeah, I'm like a big strong guy. I'll do it. It's like that anime thing where like their eyes go white and their heads, their mouth gets super big. They got like the blue, like hash marks. I'm okay.
And obviously, JT just said he had to nip to the bathroom. When he gets back, we'll catch him up. We'll say Canal will follow in some way, shape, or form, but we'll get the specifics of it. But for now, just
Canal
assume...
could definitely rappel down the building.
Yeah.
Well, we've already seen him do it once before, but we'll just wait. We'll cut back to what that is, so we get the we'll get that filled out. For now, you've got Thomas with Rabbit Killer tracking via scent. We've got a divining hat pointing in a vague direction. It's really just about maintaining a stamina at this point to keep a good steady pace to try and catch up, because this guy had a head start, and you're fairly certain he's pretty damn competent with what he can do. So you will probably have to push yourselves pretty hard to catch up. Is there an equivalent of the stamina? I'm just trying to remember for the kids. It really is trying to maintain your movement there.
Stamina is health, so maybe reflexes. Or that's...
I will actually say spirit, because that's your determination, strength of character to keep pushing. So if everyone can just roll a whatever I just said, spirit, I think.
Okay. Am I a setback with this, or?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind having a setback on that, Greg. For
No problem.
Slightly injured leg.
Well, I'd like to push that so I have 3 successes instead of 1.
Well, pushing means you roll it again.
Yes.
Okay. That is statistically still better. Sorry, yeah, I mixed it up with another system that pushes the exact same, but makes it a 3 instead of a 4. I will roll again.
Okay,
2
so
successes.
Yeah, that didn't actually. That's cool. That's cool.
Okay, so Thomas, you said you had 2 successes. Greg,
Yeah.
that is.
I'm gonna push because those are no successes.
Yeah.
I gotta do it. 1, but I get bonus
1
strength.
success.
Okay. So Thomas, you are able to just chug on. You're pushing quite a bit further ahead.
This test is like entirely in my wheelhouse. Like this is of the sorts of, again, he probably should have asked what sort of spirits we had. Yeah. But this is, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I think this is a generic enough test that
It
most
is.
people would be able to cover it in some way. And that's partially what he's testing. Like, can you use your spirit ally?
Sure. I absolutely understand and agree. I'm just saying that, like, this is like the most appropriate test for this character.
So, Thomas, you are plowing on ahead.
Yeah, I am just booking it.
Yeah. Greg, Sable, you are both gonna be. You're slowing down. You're losing pace. In fact, so much so that you will actually lose sight of Thomas. So unless Thomas actively stops and comes back for you, you are kind of without him, and we'll have to stop.
I'll call out for him, probably.
Oh. Yeah, I think he wasn't thinking about it until, like, someone called out for him, and he's like, I can't see a little girl lose her friend. I can't be the guy who does that. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up. Greg and I are trying to keep up.
Unfortunately, there was a relatively heavy snowfall, so that's where the struggle is coming from. Greg and Sable, just.
Can I use Alling's fiery body to melt a path for us?
You most certainly can. Yes.
Awesome.
So
can I do that?
After
Go ahead. I was gonna say, can I use kind of like the heart of like trying to like help everyone move quickly? If it's a test. Sorry, I kind of assumed it was, but.
Well, I don't think you need to roll a test on this. I think what you are doing here is you were coming across an issue. Ooh, I'm struggling, can't get through the snow. Fine. You send out Olin. Olin melts a path in front, and essentially is getting rid of the excess difficulty here. You are still losing little bits of time, but a lot less than it could have been. So you are starting to make a steady-ish pace, and
Sweet.
I would say that this probably goes on for maybe about half an hour. Just running through this field, like near to the school, and you will eventually get to a forest. So there's trees, and immediately upon getting here, there is the realization, like, okay, well, now it's not just about like knowing where this person is, it's having to navigate through the trees. There's not much sunlight because, you know, it's starting to get a little bit later, sun's going down. How would people like to try and proceed here?
It's a wolf. I'm good.
Still doing a
Maybe
snip.
tapping the hat.
Yeah.
Do a snip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think by virtue of like this is where this guy is most at home. I'll function pretty well. Just consider any dog noises you hear diegetic. My dog is mad that I have been playing a game this long.
Not with him or her.
Understandable.
Wonderful. Kunal is back, so we can let him catch up. So, JT, remind me where you were when you had to disappear.
Like at the start of the lesson.
He just jumped out the window, right? Okay, cool. So, we'll just catch you up and say you were traveling with them. But to catch you up, Thomas jumped out the window whilst being possessed by a rabbit killer, did a cool grab the drain pipe, slide down. Stable summoned Mary and used her hat as a form of divining tool to get a vague direction, and then leapt out, riding the pony. Greg jumped out the window and twisted his ankle.
It was not great.
How is Kunal joining the group? How is...
He's going to do the same, but try to see if he can use Kier's like the paint to like create a cloud to fly on, like Nimbus style it.
Okay, yeah, that's
Cool.
dope as hell. Do you want to roll a test for that? A test of your choice, right there.
I will. Let me see which would be best. Oh, using the fledgling stats or?
This can be basic.
I think this is going to be a show of power.
Yeah.
Would Smoky Body play into this?
Yeah. I feel so, because it's a smoky body and you're making like a cloud of smoke to sit on and flying Nimbus it.
The moment when you're too lazy to log into Roll20, so you look for your dice.
I would think one of those things takes much longer than the other.
Okay, that is 0 successes. That's a 3-1-1.
So you jump out the window, and you are really, you're like, I got this. Smoke cloud, and you like prepared to sit on you, so you jump like cross-legged, or...
I think he jumped on it like it's a skateboard.
Yeah, so you jump on it like it's a skateboard, and you go right through it.
Oh no.
So very similar to Greg here, you land and there's a definite like shock of impact. Like, I'm not going to inflict harm because I don't feel like you need to take harm, but you will also have like a setback on like physical things for a little bit. The next thing was everyone was like sprinting to try and run on ahead. It's not super important because the group like Thomas succeeded and Greg and Sable didn't. But then Greg went, "Ooh, I know. I'll melt the snow, so we don't have to struggle as hard." So, you'll be with Greg and Sable. So you're a little bit far behind. Thomas realized, "Oh, they're lagging. I'll chill," and everyone catches up, and then you have collectively made it to a woodland. So you're there. There's trees. Thomas is like, "No, I can still sniff it out."
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone else would like to try and do to assist here? And this has taken you about half an hour to get this far. Your 2-hour time limit.
Presumably, there's less snow around the trees.
There is less snow around it.
Okay, so I'm gonna have Owen use their 2-rank flaming body to make kind of a beacon
That is
for
very
us to
good.
be able to see.
Yeah, that helps counteract the lack of sunlight, as it is starting to get towards nighttime. There's less sunlight. You're in amongst a bunch of trees, so all right, you don't need to worry about accidentally running into anything now. That is
Ask them to guide our way.
very nice. Obviously, we know Thomas is still doing a sniff, so we'll sort that in a second. Sable, Canal, how would you like to try and do something here? I mean, obviously, you can just go, "I'll follow." Following is a valid choice.
I think considering Kunal and Kier rely on illusions, they're going to try to see if they can see if Mr. Nerks, is it Nerks?
Nurks.
Nerks. Mr. Nerks, is putting up any illusions and try to counter anything to throw off their trail.
Okay, I like this. This is actually very good, because this was going to be one of the challenges for Thomas to overcome. Basically, there is the I forget the word for it. There was an illusion that essentially was going to be 2 scent trails going off. What would you like to roll to see if you can discern which is real and which is fake?
This feels like a brains.
All right, roll me them brains.
Them brains. Things you don't want to hear in a zombie movie.
I was just about to say that.
Alright, so we got 4 dice. That is, of course, the dice for a game I should plug. It's not mine, but massive support to its successful Kickstarter. Rolls a 6, but a 6, 5, a 3, and a 2, so that it is 2 successes.
2 successes. 2 successes does do the job. You very quickly discern which is real and which is fake, which is a lot easier than trying to do it by smelling, because they both smell. So as you're going, you'll get to the point where they start to splinter off. Thomas go, sniff.
I think Kier will obscure the false one with smoke.
Yep. So the false one gets all smoked up, and we can keep going. Sable, is there anything you would like to do to assist in this hot pursuit?
Hot.
I don't think she has much. She's more so a little more nervous than usual, and it's like whatever ghostly trails are coming off of Marion. Her name is Marion in her basic form.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other 3 will notice that as she's been a little more nervous and fearful, the trails of ghostly light have been coming out more and more, and it looks less like hair. It looks more like an extended, almost like a spine, but basically just like the horse toy that people ride when they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
But the eyes are basically doing the same smelling thing that Rabbit Killer is also trying to do, but she's smelling Marion is smelling adrenaline essentially. So I think that's all she can do in aid of the search.
This is good. So I'd say, thankfully, this has been pretty successful. So you are not losing time being lost in the forest, and with another half hour or so of running through the trees, you've got a light, so you're not going to accidentally run into a tree. You've got a sniff, so you can get through, and you found the fake smell. So with that, this half hour goes pretty smoothly, and you find a clearing in which you find Mr. Nurks, who is stood in the clearing with, just checking his watch. And
Hello.
as you step in, he goes, "Oh, I honestly thought. I mean, I thought you were gonna find me. I thought you'd at least stumble at least one time along the way. Good job. Well done. That sadly wasn't the test. That was really just for distraction. Real test. Sorry. The
I hurt
test.
my leg.
Sorry. Be more careful. Just a thought.
Why are you being mean? You could have just told us the truth.
Well, I could have taught you. I could have told you the truth, but then you wouldn't have learned the valuable lesson of, jumping out of buildings safely. Sorry, but real test is hit me.
Hit you?
Yeah. All you gotta
Marion immediately leaves from where I was riding her, just stampede. She's going to use her signature attack. Not independent of Sable, she's going to do that.
I love it.
Amazing.
Okay, yeah. Roll your signature attack.
I think Rabbit Killer senses it right at the last second and steps sideways out of the way. Yeah.
Now
I believe it's 5.
It'll be the rank of your attack, which is 1, plus the stat that you're rolling with.
I'm gonna go for agility if that makes sense.
Yeah, zoom in.
Yeah, but then I never clarified what wild charge is, but I think wild charge applies, so that'll actually be 6 d6. Then.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's all right. I'm gonna type it because there's not enough dice. Okay. Wow. That's 2 successes.
2 successes versus
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes on this dodge. So as Marion wild charges her way on through, you see Mr. Nurks, who seemingly doesn't move, and as Marion gets right up close, it feels as if there's not just a spirit inside, like we have seen with possession and with that, but almost as if a spirit is being channeled, and this massive, and when I say massive, I mean 15-foot tall, bear, full on. Which bears are in Colorado? I forget. Is it grizzly or black?
Black.
Yeah.
Black.
Oh, what? Wait. We're in Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah.
Black and grizzly are available.
Black and grizzly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grizzlies are bigger.
So
Yeah, grizzlies are bigger.
So this big, chunking grizzly bear, which it seems to have some characteristics. It seems to have a few marks on its fur and a big scratch across its face. Its claws just seem to grab Marion and stop Marion from running. So Marion is charging and then is lifted up off the floor and put back down.
As Marion is lifted, Greg's gonna be like, ugh. Olin, help her! And I'm like holding the stick out, and Olin is going to charge using heart. And I want to push it because Greg is frankly freaking out a little bit.
Okay.
And will not use the signature attack because that would probably that would hurt. Marion, because it's explosive. With a push, that is 3 successes.
Okie doke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes on the dodge here. What you see here is the big bear, then it seemingly like just disappears as Olin like charges for like. So how is Olin doing this attack?
Well, Olin would kind of like I imagine almost like just shooting up and then like dive bombing down.
Yeah.
To
So
charge.
as the dive bomb comes down, you see like the entire bear seems to disappear. However, on Mr. Nurx's wrist, you notice a massive glowing gauntlet that is vaguely bear claw shaped. That with that, he just kind of like you can tell that he's not actually trying to hurt you, but he kind of just bats on out the way. Like you're not taking damage, just like bap. It's a pretty impressive bap.
Shut up. Hush.
With that, I mean, does anyone else want to try and quickly fit an attack? We are very close to where we would have to end the session for today.
I think Kunal. Oh, do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
I think Kunal would leave the two of them to that and would attempt to use his signature attack of Pipe Dream to like basically cover Mr. Nurx in smoke, and like smoke that it, like works one way, like he won't be able to see Kunal, but Kunal will be able to run in and try to just punch him in the mouth.
Okay, yeah. So feel free to roll your signature.
I have to choose which stat I use for this, right?
Yeah, it's whatever you want to justify.
I don't. Can I stretch using Smokey's body for this, or?
I believe we said yes, you can, because you're doing all smoky stuff last time. So add another one.
All right, so that's gonna be 5 dice, because I'm gonna use brains for this. Because I think this is going to be like, all right, manipulate the smoke in a way that makes it hard for him. That is a 6, a 5, and a 5.
So those 3 successes.
Yes.
I got 5 successes. This guy's real good at dodging. That's his whole thing. The smoke comes and you're like, run, I'm gonna punch you on. And your punch is met in this giant bear claw gauntlet. And we're gonna take a moment to describe this, because it looks like it covers Mr. Nurx's entire arm in this, like, very metallic looking thing, except at the end where it gets to the hand, it is big, like the size of a person big, with each finger like clawing out with bear fur coming off it, and in the palm there is a giant bear face, and you've essentially you've had your hand your attack has been caught, and the bear is like growling in your face very aggressively. Thomas.
Yeah, I want to do a couple of things while all of these attacks are happening.
Mm-hmm.
The first is I think like internally, Thomas and Rabbit Killer are consulting and kind of observing. They want to see what they can kind of figure out from how everyone's kind of been reacted to, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if he can kind of discern something from it.
What are you trying to figure out? And what would you like to roll to try and figure it out?
I want to roll brains. I want to roll some brains or some logic. I don't know which would be more relevant here, because like they are working together, kind of.
Since you are in I forgot the term. Since you're like in possession, I would say whichever is the highest. Roll.
Okay.
Because it's combining the two.
Okay, in that case, it's rolling a 4. And I'm gonna again try to justify that he has sharp senses. It's not just smell. He's just got all around sharp senses here.
Yeah, you're taking in everything. You're seeing it. You're hearing it. You're understanding.
Yeah.
It. So
and I want to see if he's observing anything.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, I got 3 successes on that.
3 successes. I mean, with the sharp senses, do you want to also have that be a boost, see if you get any more?
If that's the case, then 4.
4 successes. All right. Is there anything specific you want to be trying to discern, or do you want me to just kind of explain what's occurring and see if you're like, I get it?
I don't think he knows what to look for. Rabbit Killer might, but I think like combined, they're trying to piece together from like context clues.
So
I as the player know.
Yeah.
I as the player have read Shaman King.
Yeah. So what the collective brain power of Thomas and Rabbit Killer have discerned is this isn't possession. This isn't manipulation. This isn't just, ooh, my spirit friend is gonna like bap something. This is no, my spirit ally is being bolstered and given additional strength and being channeled specifically through an item. You don't know the name for this, but it's almost as if he is being like his soul is being overcharged or something to that effect. And you can kind of tell that all of this, like this whole giant gauntlet, you do realize that the wristwatch that Mr. Nurks is wearing, that seems to be where the focus of this energy is coming from.
Yeah, and I remember you saying that there was like bear claw or something on it. Or it was like so I think like internally they're like these are in thought bubbles, and he's and they're like, so obviously he's channeling him through a different sort of medium. Maybe we have to do the same thing. Maybe it has to be something that makes sense. It can't just be anything, right? What do we have? I do not think he has like a jacket prepared at this point, which is kind of his Ani tool. In game mechanics thing. But I do think that he might have an arrowhead with him.
I would most definitely believe that, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to use his signature attack.
Can I just quickly ask, how many 6s did you roll on that last one?
2.
Okay. Now, I haven't been writing it down, but I'm going to go out on a limb and assume collectively we have rolled 10 6s by now.
Okay.
There's been quite a few 6s here. So you can make use of a critical if you would so choose. I
think I would. I think I would for this. I think what he's going to do is he's going to do something that feels a little, kind of antithetical to what he would normally think to do. He's going to unpossess himself. Rabbit Killer's in ball form. And he's gonna pull this arrowhead out of his pocket, and he's gonna put Rabbit Killer into the arrowhead, and then draw a big bow made out of spear energy. And instead of like instead of an arrowhead, it is a wolf mouth that is growling and glaring. And he's going to just shout, "Why get ready?" Or sorry, "Why get later?" And let go.
Now, I'm going to take a little brief moment of narrative control here. If you are making use of a critical here,
yeah,
I'm going to say this is a critical evolution. And engaging in this oversoul is you actually upgrading from basic to super.
Hey! I'll have to, like, stat that out later.
Yeah, I mean, narratively speaking, we don't need to worry about stats and whatnot. This is everyone you've all, and you're now, everyone is seeing this happen. So we all now get the idea. And this isn't technically how it's supposed to work, but we're going for a cool narrative moment. So everyone is watching Thomas do this.
Yeah.
And you've all gone, "Oh, we can do that." So Thomas will do his, and then we'll go around and be like, "Okay, everyone, watch your oversoul thing."
I'm making sure that I have like positioned myself to so that like right as this guy is coming out of the smoke cloud, it is right into the arrow. And that's kind of how I want to position it. Like I have set up. I have kind of sat out and like sniped this guy.
Oh yeah, and so your attack is gonna fire.
Yeah, I also have an effect on that if that matters.
Yeah, what is the effect?
Block break, I believe.
That's a really good effect right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought that might be relevant.
I mean, because we're going for cool narrative moments here, we don't need to roll dice because we want cool narrative moments, and that's more important.
Yeah.
How does this arrow look when it fires? What does it resemble?
So it's like I said. Right now, I'm basically putting, I'm putting my spirit partner here into the arrowhead, and the arrowhead is basically launching at high speed, and so this head is streaking off in a blaze of energy and chomping right in the back of his leg.
I like that. I really like that. So that is gonna fire.
I'm doing half damage to make them vulnerable.
I really dig that. So you fire. Mr. Nurks, he tries to sweep and tries to bat it off the hand, and it's hit. The arrowhead is stuck into the wrist of this gauntlet. It is still there, it's still active, and Mr. Nurks looks a little vulnerable right now. This isn't a direct hit, but you can see like he's struggling. You can see he's physically having to push back against the spiritual energy you have done here. After seeing Thomas figure out this super cool new way of using your spirits,
that was my one shot. I can't do anything until I get that arrowhead back, guys.
Who would like to go next and copy Thomas and go, "I've got a cool idea"?
I think with that, Kunal pulls out Kier's pipe, which actually he kept in like his pocket, and it's just like I hate doing this. This part always leaves a bad taste, and it is like it looks like a flute, It's as long as a flute, but is I imagine one of those like long. Well, I don't know. I forget what the Indian term for it, but it's like a long pipe with like kind of like a pan-like bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, all my pipes they're currently upstairs in storage. Like I don't have one exactly like that, and certainly not the right size. But I assume the one where you've got a little hole at the bottom, and you go.
Will just inhale from that pipe, not even lighting it, but it will ignite on its own as like letters along the pipe glow, and then even more intense smoke travels out and just starts like, and you see the smoke of like one tiger-like humanoid come out, and then followed that one becomes two, and then that two becomes four, and just surrounding it with these. And I think for Thomas, am I allowed to bounce off the arrow?
Sure. Why not?
They just start smacking the arrow to like bounce it again, and just bounce the arrow between them.
I really like that. So all these different like tiger-shaped people just punching this arrowhead, and it's going back and forth round in a circle, just constantly chipping away at Mr. Nurk's wrist. All right, who would like to join? Well, Mr. Nurk's, he's still holding, but you can see he is on the back foot, and he's like struggling to stay stood up. He's like being pushed down onto one knee. He is still blocking, but he's not doing super great at it.
So what Greg's gonna do is seeing this, it's like, and he'll take out his backpack, or he'll rotate his backpack and drop on the ground, and take out the quilt, and kind of like hold it, and then be like, on, and like throw the quilt out, like holding the edge, and it will like cover Allen, and then, but like the hump is wrong, and then the whole thing will like stand up as if it was like a cloak someone was wearing, and a revealed is now a kind of a feminine but like crooked form with like the wings are still present, and it's still fairly small, but it's like, instead of being like a basketball sized butterfly, it's now like a 2 foot tall woman, and she stretches and then goes back down and then screams a scream of doom and death at Mr. Nurk.
I feel we've got a bit of a banshee here.
Yeah.
All right, so as arrowhead being punched around, scream, Nurks is going, like really struggling, can barely hold it together. Stable. How does Marion change, and how are you gonna channel her to finish this off?
Well, okay, so to be clear, Marion was like grabbed and then put down by him, right? Like just.
Yep. So Marion's like not very far away, and you're like just got put down like a couple feet away from him.
So like she's like from whatever telepathic reads she has, she's gonna like talk to Mary. Like she also pulls out like what I was using as a stick until I bit it off. She's like a reed of wheat. Just like chewing on it and looking at the wristwatch and also the gauntlet, and she's gonna like telepathically go to Mary and be like, look at the watch, Marion, please. And then like gets more emboldened as she sees everyone else's consecutive actions, which prompts Marion to like do the stampede again, meaning she like darts away while Mr. Nerds is getting bombarded by these things. And then, like, before the smoke clears, she goes in for another signature attack. I think just a wild charge. Solo Stampede. I forgot to say that's what it is. That's what it is for agility, essentially.
This is also a bit like you are getting a critical evolution here. So is there any physical changes? So you are becoming your super form.
Yeah. I guess I was going to ask for clarity, but like, yeah, I think there becomes like a lower body and legs to Marion's form. She's like a 3-foot tall horse, like a miniature pony at this point, but like very slender and a little like the knees are a little messed up, and also the mouth is really wide and like almost agape with an extra row of teeth behind her actual row of teeth that she opens as she charges. And her tongue's also a little weird. So that is what Mr. Nerd sees. And then like even if like there's almost like an incorporeal presence to her face. So if he were to physically block, he would instead be hearing like dissonant whispers, as opposed to a complete like physical shrugging it off sensation.
Right. So to do the full description of this scene, you know, like a wolf-esque arrowhead is fired, growling, clocks into the wrist. A bunch of Rakshakas, tiger, human, punching this arrowhead, making it fly back and forth and round in a circle. Like a 2-foot tall woman starts screaming, pinning Mr. Nurks down, and finally this spectral horse that is growing larger and more like ferocious looking comes in and finishes biting down onto the wrist. As everything coalesces into one, there is a moment of silence as everything occurs, and you hear the faint sounding of glass shattering as this huge gauntlet just breaks. It falls apart, and just like the spiritual essence of it just floats off as Mr. Nurks is pushed into the ground from all of these attacks. Following that, due to the effect of this, all the trees around are they are shook. A bunch of snow falls down, covering the area where Mr. Nurks was. As you all stand there going, okay, that's the thing. A single hand comes up from the snow with a wristwatch with its glass face shattered with a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And that is where we will end today's session.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that. I like.
Yeah, that's cool.
So with that, thank you everybody for hanging out and tuning in. This will be sorted and uploaded in the next day or so over onto YouTube for posterity's purpose. I have been and will continue to be the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. And this was using the Animon story system, which you can find on itch.io. So go and check all of that good stuff out. Now, my wonderful, lovely, amazing players with your great creativity and really good, enjoyable roleplay we've done today, which I'm very happy with. JT, who are you?
I played Kunal Singh and the Rakshasa Kier. You can find me on Twitter at BrownestNerd, and I will eventually work on my other socials as Epic Impulse. Yeah, that's really all I'm doing. Yay. Pass it to the...
That is the correct way, Jamie.
Hey, I'm Jamie. I play Greg Price, as well as his Spirit Allen, and I'm on Twitter, and that's about it. And I like games and stuff. Gonna pass this, and that way?
That is the correct way.
Yay.
Sahone.
Hi, I've been Sony. You can find me on Twitter at Sahoni_stuff. That's SAHONI_stuff, where I not only do podcast type stuff like the semi-regular current events podcast Barking Points. You can hear my dog throw toys onto my desk out of anger. But you can also find my game design stuff. I have a shop that you can find at bramblewolfgames.itch.io. That's BRAMBLE Wolf WOLF Games GAMES.itch, as in the thing you do when you scratch yourself. .io. I have a bunch of other games there, but the two that are kind of in the shop right now are Exceptionals, a game inspired by X-Men about and for the spaces that marginalized folks make for ourselves, that explore what the metaphor means to you, and Punch Back, in a narrative tag-driven game that makes room for both complicated and real joy that comes from being part of a community. It's got a lot of rave reviews. People really like it. You should check it out. You can also find Friday Night Event there, which is a party game inspired by wrestling, where basically you're trying to make your friends break by making them laugh based off of wacky wrestler prompts that you make by drawing cards from a deck.
I'm gonna check that one out.
Well, to give you an idea of the sort of things that I'm going for here, one of the favorite narrative the favorite tags or kind of prompts that that's in that one has intrusive snail thoughts.
What?
Yeah, so you're playing.
I love it.
You know,
Yeah, you're playing a wrestler with intrusive snail thoughts. Like, you keep thinking about snails.
the word intrusive is doing a lot of work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a snail?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Was there anything else?
Yeah, you can find me on Tumblr at Sahoni Reed Wolf. That, or Red Wolf if you want to enjoy the pun. Where that's just my personal Tumblr, so you're gonna be seeing a lot of my hot memes. But it's also a good way of kind of keeping track of it anytime I put out like a big game design thought essay sort of thing. I have a couple that I'm planning this year that I'm going to be putting out.
Okay, JT has just had to vanish for a second.
Oh no!
It's fine. We're about to wrap up. It just means that all the cameras are janky for this last bit. So, unfortunately, not only part of your face is viewable. There you go. A little bit more that way, and you're in shot.
I forgot it was mirrored. Yeah.
So,
but I guess I could.
who are you?
Yeah, I'm in the frame basically. Yeah, so I've been Sable. I'm also Netta. Trend_father on Twitter. I just want to play more games, and we'll be writing. I guess like I need a vacation or something, so I'll be writing this year. I'll be making things to then promo in the near future. But no, I just had a really good time. Love the role playing that was happening today. So
It's fun.
yeah,
It has been very good. So huge thank you to everyone for that. And with that, we'll be wrapping up. So until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye bye.